Yes, people, and this week's guest, we have the incredible, pretty much part of the furniture, really, on the show. We have the amazing Dan Brown coming on the show this week, and obviously we've dedicated the show to him as well, as you can tell by the tracks that have been played.
You've been so good. I haven't had to put you up on it for ages.
I
We're
know.
not dedicating the show to him. The man's here. He's alive. He hasn't passed away. He's our guest. He's our special guest.
It's
He's our
not dead.
special guest. Yeah, he's our special guest. Dan Brown, welcome to the show. How you doing, brother?
I'm good, man. It's nice to actually finally be able to sit down with both of you. I've been watching the show for a little while now, and
I'm so
I
sorry for that.
can't.
For everything.
It's all good. It's something I've been really wanting to do for a while now because you guys, you know, you have a laugh, you let the conversation flow. So I've been watching intently. My favorite so far has been the DJ Sammy interview, by the way.
Our biggest episode for some reason.
Exactly.
Yeah, we had
That
so many
interview
listens.
was
Yeah.
proper. So yeah, big up yourselves, man.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Well,
No, man.
thank you for listening, sending your music in, because without you doing that, we haven't got a show. So,
Yeah.
so it's props to you and people like you.
We
Thank
might
you.
even
Taking
change
the
the
time to
show
listen.
just to the Dan Brown show eventually.
I know. I'm quite blown away because I didn't expect you to put all the stuff on the show. So I'm blown away by that. So thank you, lads. It means a lot.
Nah, it's all good, my
Mate,
brother.
you
All
keep
good.
sending it, we'll keep playing, and we like quality music, and like we get a lot of music in that doesn't even get told to me in K-Saulz. Like, we don't hear about it because it just gets immediately like, nah, deleted. They're not good enough for the show. So, you know,
Okay, I'm honored, guys. Thank you.
yeah, thank you, man. Thank you. So I mean, how we usually do this, you know yourself.
Mm.
We start with a little bit of a breakdown about you from you. So for the people who don't know, I mean, if they're watching the show, they should have heard you enough by now. But
Yeah.
but give us a breakdown of who you are, how you started, and how
Oh
you ended up on
man.
a show with these two idiots.
I've been doing this. I've been doing this a while, and mostly been inspired by um boom bap MCs, rap MCs, hip hop MCs from back in the day. Like my first experience of hip hop was when my dad brought home Dougie Fresh and the Get Fresh crew
Oh,
and
nice.
Slick Rick the show. And do you know what I mean? He loved it, but I think after 2 months with me and my sister playing it repeatedly every
Yeah.
single day, I don't know how much he liked it after like 2 months.
Well,
Um,
I mean, obviously because of that song, this is why our show is called The Show. You know that
yeah,
classic
you get
record,
me.
man.
Yeah, classic, and it was really infectious. So that kind of first like dropped the seed, and then you sort of like get little bits and bobs coming through. You rock him, and that's sort of like rah, this music, I really feel it. And then I was lucky enough to check a lot of the '90s stuff as well. So when Snoop Dogg came out and Wu Tang and Gangstar and Lords of the Underground, Mob Deep, I could go on. That the '90s has so many good MCs. So that's what kind of inspired me. So I started writing quite young.
Hmm.
Kind of just sat in my room. I was a lonely kid. So, I used to spend a lot of time in my room just writing rhymes. And then, one day I just decided to show some people at school and they said they liked it and things just went on from there. And.
At school, so like you were really young when you
Oh
started.
yeah. I'm not gonna tell you my how old I was. Do you know what I mean? Because I'm saying I'll keep my cards close to my chest on this one.
Well,
Um,
that's great for a deep dive interview. Thanks. This should be
yeah,
great.
yeah.
We'll just end the show there then. Thanks,
Yeah.
Dan.
Yeah. But no, it was one of those where I just got the bug for it, and then I met some people who facilitated that. I grew up in like quite a small town, and there was like a local crew of DJs and MCs who kind of picked me up and saw my hunger and started sort of really pushing me, and we would record every week. And we would do shows every week, and that's kind of how I learned, how to perform as well. I was doing gigs quite regularly,
Mm.
So yeah, and it all just kind of mushroomed from there. I just went from crew to crew. You know the score. It's kind of like, you go through all the different rap names. Do you know what I mean? Coming up and the different crews. You try to play with different styles and stuff like that. But my whole thing, to answer your question, is who is Dan Brown? I like to think that my music kind of shows who I am now. Um, you grow up inspired by certain MCs and you sort of take bits from them, but then eventually you form your own thing, and it's
Hmm.
kind of a representation of yourself, and then you add it to the subject matters that you rhyme on, and it's like an explanation of who you are. I
Hmm.
try and be myself as much as possible. I try not to pander to any trends.
Mm.
Hmm.
Whatever's hot right now, I couldn't give a monkeys. I just like doing my own thing, really. So yeah, I hope I've answered your question somewhat, because there's just
Yeah.
so much I could talk about
I know
about
that's the like just speak about yourself, music. It's like, well, this is what the interview's for. But when it's three rappers, like
Mm.
you said all those names, I'm like, yeah, I want to jump in now and start going, yeah, but these as well. You must have like these because like you were naming some classic groups, man,
No, come on
and
with it. Come on with
yeah,
it. Do you know
because
what I
that's the
mean?
thing. People of a certain age, like us, the maturer MC, like
Mm.
we, like I think we were very lucky to be born when
Oh,
we were with that type of thing. Like the music just coming into the charts, like actually like finally being accepted
yeah.
on a major level, like major labels signing all these groups and stuff, and like it was an incredible time. And I wish I started writing around the same time as you, because I'd actually be, well, less than half shit now. I'd have the practice, but like
Come on, man.
those are the inspirations, and like a lot of people would
Yeah.
say started them off.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And when you think about it as well, you look at how young they were as well when they first started out.
Hmm.
Yeah,
I mean, when Snoop Dogg brought out Doggy Style, it couldn't have been more than what, 21,
I
22,
I think he was like 19, I believe. Like
19,
at least
exactly.
when he was
Not
recording it.
exactly. And then Mob Deep, when they did the Infamous, they were 19.
Mm.
You
Yeah,
know what I mean? And
but
they're
us
dropping
at a
the
younger age,
absolute
like we thought they
bangers.
were adults. Like
Mm.
Yeah,
I thought like these
absolutely.
20 odd 30-year-old guys, like
Yeah. Because but for me, their style was so mature.
Mm.
yeah,
Because
fine.
they all
Their
didn't
skills
rhyme
were
like each
honed.
other. They had that time to develop their own flex. So you could tell between a rapper from Queensbridge or a rapper from Brooklyn
Yeah,
or a rapper from Staten Island. You know what I mean? It was
Hmm.
really, it was something else. And then you looked at them, and it was like they were so adult to us. But then, when you read the inlay and you see how old they were,
yeah,
when they made it, you're like, right, it's quite inspiring, because you think if they could do it, I can do it.
Hmm.
yeah.
You know?
And at a young age as well, that talent to be
Yeah.
signed at such a like for me, a young MC back in the day was like rappers like Young MC or
Yeah.
what there was a few kids like I can't think of their names now.
Do you remember the
Like
youngsters?
that's who I'm thinking of. The youngsters,
Yeah, yeah,
come
yeah,
ride with us and all that.
yeah,
Crisscross things like that. Like
Mm.
these were
yeah,
young teens.
yeah,
Wasn't Marcus Houston in his R&B group and stuff? Like they were
yeah.
teens. Like, but all these rappers, they seemed like big grown men, like their age now. Like so mature and stuff.
But moving it on, don't you think it's quite like inspiring as well how a lot of these guys are still doing it? And
Mm.
100%. Yeah,
not only that, their swords are sharp, because they've been honed over years now,
yeah.
you know. So it's like that, I think the world can be quite throwaway when people get of a certain age. I think the world that we live in is quite youth driven. And
Mm.
for
Yeah,
me,
yeah.
like hip hop is its own like sort of like microcosm, because like MCs, they just get better with age. And I
There
think
is
it's
no
only if I
age
think
really
that
Yeah.
on it. It
sort
really
of,
is it. I think other industries,
Well, I
no.
think that's
they
why
put
it's
they
legitimized the sounds,
yeah. I
because
mean,
it was a niche back in the 80s and 90s, like
mm,
70s, 80s, 90s, like this will never last. They tried to ban it, in the US for certain
Yeah,
things, but like, now Big Daddy Kane is the Rolling Stones, Rakim
mm.
yeah,
is the Elvis, they're
yeah.
the
You make
longevity,
a very good
they're
point.
still there.
Yeah, man. It's
And
it's also it's very inspiring for like the likes of ourselves, I think, that you know, they're still doing it, and they're still
Mm.
flying the flag, and they're still leading the way, and it's quite inspiring for like our age group. you know, that we still feel if we have something to offer, there's still the listeners out there, the platform out there.
Yeah, and
To
if
do
these
our
older
thing.
rappers are still doing it as well, it still makes us look young, which is great.
Exactly. Exactly. So yeah, man, it's all very inspiring. So yeah, that was kind of, yeah, I mean, you know, those sorts of rappers and that was my start really.
Mm.
And just being generally inspired by them, and then getting into playing different shows. I had like I say, I'm going back over it, but I need to sort of like put his name out there, because I had a manager and his name was Jay Nice,
Mm.
and he really saw something in me in my youth, and he really pushed me. He's the one who gave me all the shows, and he passed away back in the day from cancer. And he meant
Oh
a
Sorry
shit,
to hear
man.
that, man.
yeah,
R.I.P.
yeah, he meant a lot to me. He was the first dude that really um really nurtured the spark that I had, and really saw something in me, and really
Mm.
gave me that confidence to go out there and do something. And he was always like, "You got to keep pushing. You got to keep pushing." So when I played everywhere in my hometown, that's when I was like, "Sack it, I'm going to move to Brighton."
Mm.
So
Yeah.
then I moved down here, and then started doing my thing here. But it's only like in like I'd say the last like 4 years that I've really got my act together and really taken advantage of, you know, like social media, the
Mm.
advance of technology and stuff like that, put my energy behind it and really made a real good push.
And where were
Yeah.
you from originally, man? Where did you move from to
I
Brighton?
moved from Northampton.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah. So it's like a little town in the Midlands that's near Milton Keynes, for those who
Yeah.
don't know. And it's kind of like a factory town. There's not much going on there. Had like, you know, two clubs which everyone went to every weekend. You know, the whole thing
Mm.
there was just, you know, you work for 5 days, and then you go out, you get smashed, and then you go back to work. It's like eat, sleep, repeat sort of thing.
Mm.
Yeah.
You know, really small town. So like I say, I mean, I'd done everything that I could do in that town before I moved down to Brighton. It was kind of like, okay, I need to just spread my wings a little bit.
And was that
Um,
the reason, the strict reason for the move to Brighton was
yeah,
for the music?
yeah, it was. It was. I was lucky enough that one of my college mates had moved down here.
Mm.
And she was like, "Dan, I've got a room spare. Which is what you're saying?" And I was like, you know, well, I could live in debt in Northampton, or I can live in debt in Brighton. So let's just do
Yeah,
it. Do
man.
you know what I mean? So, and luckily, I was in a group, you know, the DMC competition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he was doing DMC. The heats were being held in Brighton that year. So we travelled down to support him because it was held at a local club. And then obviously, you know the score. If there's a gap somewhere, an MC will find a mic, and we'll start. You know, we'll make our way on the stage, because we're all attention seekers at heart. So
Yeah.
that happened. And you know, there's a line of MCs during the break all rhyming, and I went up and I rhymed, and I got approached by this promoter, and he was like, "Rah, are you local?" I'm like, "No, no, I'm from Northampton." He's like, "Mate, that's a shame, because if you lived down here, I'd give you so many gigs. So here's my number.
Nice.
If you ever change your mind, you know." And so I thought to myself, let's do that. So 3 months I moved down. 3 months later I moved down, and my first gig was supporting KRS-One at
Oh
Wow.
shit, man.
Concert 2.
Straight to the
So
deep end, like fuck.
straight, and it was amazing. It was amazing. Me and DJ Azif just rocking the crowd. It was amazing. And then I got like different gigs as well. I got a support set for Roll Deep,
Nice.
Scratch from the Roots, Skinny Man. Did a support set for Pendulum as well, which was quite weird. Do you remember them? The old drum and bass group. It was
I've
like it
never
was.
been a big drum and bass.
Pen
K-Saulz will
Don't
definitely
worry.
Yeah.
It's
know.
What
really, really good.
pendulum did you say? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah. Of
I have
course.
used a pendulum, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry.
That's tough in the charts as well, didn't they?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's just support set for them. I mean, the list goes on. Foreign Beggars.
Yeah, man.
You know, so yeah, it was a really, really good time, a really good time, and it allowed me again to sort of like finesse and hone what I do, and you know, proper perfect performing. You know,
Yeah, man.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean
yeah. So
Brighton's an amazing scene anyway. Like
Yeah.
I'm originally from Surrey, man, and so Brighton and London were my main places where I was going to and sort
Yeah,
of performing and stuff, man. There was a place called the Green Door Store. Did you ever go, Marcus?
yeah, yeah. Still going, still
Yeah, is
going.
it still got Marcus Mandible, man? Is he
Yeah,
still
yeah.
doing it? Do you know
I
Marcus
think so.
Mandible?
No, I don't. But I think everything, and it's like the Green Door store is like an institution now. It's just in stasis. It's never going to go anywhere. So, it's like a rite of passage for everyone in Brighton. At some point, everyone's been to the Green Door store, and I've been
Yeah,
there for a few nights myself.
yeah.
You know,
Sorry,
It's a,
I
early
gotta
hours.
interrupt. I just gotta say, I tried not to. I was trying to stop myself pissing myself laughing then, K-Saulz, because you made the guy sound like a superhero. Marcus the Mandible Man, and I was I kind of my eyes glazed over for a second, then just in a world of laughter to myself. So I was sorry about that.
yeah,
Fucking
it's a dope scene, man. It's a very, very dope scene. It's like,
It's all
um,
right.
yeah, it is, man. It's definitely a good place to sort of, as you said, go and hone your skills. And is it
Mm.
just spitting that you do, or do you produce as well, or have you got ever got into production, or
No,
what's?
I'm sort of, I'm that guy who likes to be sent beats. I think there's
Yeah,
nothing better than getting a portfolio of beats from a producer and then you're flicking through it and there's that banger in there. Do you know what I
yeah,
mean? I really, I like the challenge of different producers. I like working with as many different people as possible because I think it challenges the MC. I
100%,
think
man.
you have to adapt your style sometimes to the beat, and then
Yeah,
it might pull something different out of you, another way of thinking that you never thought about before.
100%. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
And
defo.
then it's like you're a bit of a kleptomaniac with tracks then because they're all different little jewels. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean? And you make an album of it and it's just all these different textures. It's like it's a real labor of love to get all these different sounds or different flows out. So I really like getting beats off people and to be honest with you, I'm not the greatest with technology as well. So I think was that a message that I just spotted there?
yeah, yeah. Don't worry, it's not for the people at home.
Oh, okay.
This is
Sorry,
secret
my bad.
stuff. This is like DVD extras just for us.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, yeah. No, I love getting beats from people. I'm a bit of a technophobe, so I'm not one to really sit in front of the computer. I have, however, developed like a real big passion for video filming and editing.
mm,
I mean, you guys know the score back in the day. You had to know someone with a camcorder, and them things were mad expensive, and you had to know
Yeah.
someone with an editing suite. I mean, who knows someone with an editing suite? You had to be quite connected to get your stuff done. But now everyone's got it in their phone.
mm.
Yeah, yeah.
Everyone's got CapCut. Everyone's got Premiere Pro. Do you know what I mean? It just costs an extra like 10, 20 pounds a month, and you got it all there.
And
Hmm.
even if they
So
haven't, it seems like we've got a glut of people with cameras and the actual editing suite now because, like you said, we got it on our phone, but you do see a lot more people in clubs now with proper digital expensive
yeah.
cameras, and it like we've got more access to them now as well, which is
Yeah,
great.
yeah, yeah. So, my previous group that I was in, Rhyme Advocates, the DJ Outbreak was saying to me, Dan, you got to get on this. You got to get on the social media now. We're doing all these bangers, but we've got to tell people about it. So I'm leaving it up to you because he couldn't be bothered, obviously. To smash out the social media. You've got to start filming videos, pieces to cameras. Do you know what I mean? Because it works really well. And I was like, oh man, I don't know. And then I just started playing around with it. My wife also was very helpful. She helped me do a bit of the filming, and then it just grew from there really. And I think anyone who goes to my Instagram page will see each video has its own different concept, its own different texture, its own different feel. And now when I'm going out, like if I'm up in London or if I'm going to a new location or that with the wife, my head's on the swivel constantly and it drives her
Mm.
mad because I'm looking for locations.
Hmm. Hmm.
So my
Yeah.
attention's not properly on what I'm doing. It's like that because I'm always thinking about the next thing to go on to. So that's been my sort of like newfound love, really. So less of the producing, more of the video and content making, you know.
And is it your wife that comes and helps you with the video shoots and stuff? Because obviously, you
I
know,
tend to do it by myself.
oh, do you just set up
Um,
a tripod or something, do you?
yeah,
And
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. I
yeah,
do
yeah.
everything. I do the shooting myself. I do the editing myself. And yeah, sometimes my wife will help me out. Um, she enjoys it as well. So it's just when we
Hmm.
got the time together, then we'll plan and we'll make a day. And because she did a degree in what do you call it? in filming basically. So she's got a lot of knowledge about, and she'll spot different shots that I've not thought about. So there's a
Hmm.
good few videos on there that she's helped me out with, and then I'll just take that and I'll just do the editing. So
Yeah,
yeah,
man.
it's kind of a joint effort on a lot of the stuff as well. She's really helpful. She honestly is
Awesome.
like, she's my behind every good man there's a strong woman, so, and she's
It's
like
true though. It
super,
is a true
yeah.
saying, man. It is a true
Yeah,
saying.
man. She's like, she's
100%.
proper backs me and champions me. So, and I trust her as well because she's like, Dan, if you were crap, it'd be so cringe, mate. And I tell you.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's all good.
I think it's good having, your wife doing like you said, if it's cringe, I'm going to tell you because there's too many like yes men. Like even some of your closest friends, like you expect them to say, "Nah, come on, man, that's not you," or it's a bit whack, or it's played out,
Yeah,
convoluted. But
yeah,
too many people are just like, "Yeah, it's dope, do it again," and it's like you don't
yeah,
grow, you don't learn,
yeah,
especially when you're taking on a new aspect of the game like that.
yeah.
It's
It
detrimental to
feels
you.
like grime and drill have a lot of yes men,
Mm.
because there's a
Yeah.
lot of MCs who their friends should really just be honest with them
They
and
should take him
tell
to the
them.
vet and put him
Do you know
down,
what I mean?
I,
Stop being too polite. Do you know
Yeah.
what
yeah.
I mean? Stop
Yeah,
trying to
it's
be that
grime and
good
drill. It's
person.
not known to be polite. Tell a
Yeah,
motherfucker.
exactly. It's come on, man. I think the truth is love, basically. If your friends love you, they'll tell you the truth,
100%.
Uh,
100%.
and that's how it should be. If you hear something that is quote unquote whack, you should point it out
Yeah,
and you should give a constructive criticism of why, because there's too many kids out here saying their ABCs and thinking they're fly because their mates are sort of doing the fire symbol on their Instagram.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's not the one. It's not the one.
No,
I've
definitely
always
not.
found it best to play your music to your friends who are not into that genre of music
Yeah, that's
because
such a
they'll,
good
they'll they'll
idea.
respect you more. They'll be like, okay, I like general hip hop, some stuff in the charts. They're not gonna like underground stuff that we do or we like.
Yeah,
So playing your music to them, I find the honesty is great and it's never rude. It's like
yeah,
even if they are like saying, "No, I fucking hate this," I don't
yeah.
find it rude. I find it like refreshing
Yeah,
and
because you want the criticism, you want the constructive criticism to come, because that's kind of how your growth happens as well. But it has to be constructive, and you have to take into account the person who's giving that criticism
yeah,
as well. Do you know what I mean? Because if they're some 19-year-old kid who sits in front of their computer making beats with a can of Stella and just smoking copious amounts of weed and is really opinionated on stuff.
don't know what you mean. Don't know what you mean at all.
Not that I'm being judgmental. Do you know what I
No,
mean?
no. I totally
Yeah,
get what you're saying, though, man.
Yeah,
Like,
totally
but
with you. Yeah,
you need to take it to context as well. If they're your actual peers and they're into like other styles of music, I think that's perfect.
mm,
And then you can
100%.
bring it to them because they've definitely got a better ear. And sometimes you don't want to take it to your friends who are into hip hop, because what I've had in the past is people who are happy for you, but they ain't really, you
Yeah.
yeah,
know.
yeah.
They ain't really. There's a lot of people out there who want to back you, but they're smiling, but the smile doesn't reach their eyes. You
Mm.
know,
Yeah, yeah,
so
100%, man.
And
yeah, I think that.
also you get
Well,
like, when somebody listens to it, but as obviously is somebody that isn't in the sort of, I suppose, doing hip hop themselves, you also get an opinion based on because the way I listen to music, I listen to hip hop. I listen to it now as an artist, which means I'm
mm,
picking bits, and then it becomes all about the subjectiveness of how you
mm,
would want a certain track to sound
Mm,
yourself.
mm,
Whereas when somebody listens to it and they haven't had that, they're not picking at it like an artist would. Oh yeah, maybe you'd add a bit of reverb here, or maybe because they're listening to it how they would want to hear themselves on
yeah,
it. Whereas when you
yeah,
get that
yeah,
honest opinion from somebody that isn't in the industry or
yeah,
doing music, you're getting a listener's point of view rather than somebody
mm.
who's nitpicking at it. Because sometimes I nitpick, and
mm,
sometimes it isn't justified. Like quite a lot of
mm.
the time, it isn't
It's
justified.
hard not to
Mm.
though,
It
being
is.
in
It
I mean,
yeah,
is.
yeah, it's hard not to, but I think I mean, from my personal perspective, when I'm listening to a tune, I'm just waiting for that hair on the back of your neck moment.
Mm.
Do you know what I mean? That rush of adrenaline that you get. And you within a couple of seconds of the tune starting whether it's going to be a banger or not.
Yeah,
You
and
know,
when you start recording to it as well, when you feel that, when you feel it, and you're actually excited, and you're having a party while you're recording it,
oh, you
like
know
that's
that,
happened
and
so
then,
many
and then
times,
you're in the
man.
booth and you're having to calm yourself down
Yeah,
because you're getting rid of all your hair after the first 3 seconds. You know, I mean, like that. So you have to do like take after take. There are so many outtakes that are on the studio floor of me going, I've got to calm down here. I've got to calm down. It's the bang of this. Oh, I don't know about this. I've got to get my tone right. I've got to get my tone right. So, I definitely feel you. There's something about it, or when you get that beat as well, sort of changing tack sort of when you get a fresh beat and it's a banger. And automatically you start rhyming up here.
Yeah, definitely.
And you start putting bits together. And before you know it, I did a new tune for my album that's coming out next year. And literally I went to a beat cipher in Worthing, and it was such a cool thing. Like all different producers who just come together in this record shop. The record shop shuts, so it's all after hours. They bring some beers and everyone plays everyone their beats. And as a beat hungry MC, I was like, oh my gosh, all these producers in one place, I'm gonna go. So I showed up, started speaking to everyone. This guy played this absolute banger. His name's Mikey Dubs, in case people want to check him out. He played an absolute banger, and I was like, Mikey, it's like, you like it? And I was like, oh my gosh, he's like, it's yours. Wow. So he sent me it. He sent me it on, when was it? He sent me on the Sunday. On the Monday, I went to London, had my rhyme pad with me. I wrote the first verse going up to London, and I wrote the next 2 verses on the way back from London.
That's the shit.
And then I was due to go into the studio that night. So I got back from London at about, 6 o'clock. I was in the studio at 7, laced it up, and I laced up about, I think, what was it, about 11 other tracks as well. But it's just a representation of how the right beat. And
just lets it flow, man. Well, and it becomes easy, doesn't it, when it's the right beat? Like I used to work with this guy called Mr. Substance. If you haven't heard of him, sick producer, and we went through a phase where, like
you didn't go through the phase. He did with every MC. He was just making banger after banger. Mr. Substance, honestly.
This was before like we went on to Bar Picasso. This is when I first met him, and we basically.
Oh right, cool.
Yeah, this is when we actually first became like Mr. Substance, K-Saulz and Mr. Substance, and he was sending me.
I thought you guys met when we all met. Like
no. Ali was the first person I met. Then he met James and that, and then he brought me on to Bar Picasso. Me and him were the first people to go.
So it's his fault.
It's his fault, yeah. But yeah, he was sending me beats, man, and he'd send me it in the morning, and then by fucking lunchtime, I'd fucking written the bars. I was fucking so excited. I'd recorded it. I even fucking recorded it while I was at work. I just took a break. When the fuck, because I had all my shit set up in the kitchen. When the fucking recorded it, sent him it. He's like, "Oh, this is a banger, right? I've made another one." Sent it, and we recorded like 40 tracks in the space of like 2 months because everything he was sending me was just so fucking good. I will say
he is one of the producers that makes me feel like that more often than not. Whenever I hear his beat up, a guy named Billy Fono, whenever they play a beat, I'm like, shit, I want it. But I think you may have just answered the question I was going to ask, Dan.
Yeah.
With that track where you were saying, you went up, done that. I was going to ask, what was the last beat that you heard to make you feel like that? Was that the last one? Or?
That's definitely. I mean, I'm in a very lucky place at the moment. I'm working. I can't wait to show you guys this new album next year. And I've got an album dropping next year, and I've got an EP with Sixth Floor that I'm dropping next year as well.
Yeah.
But the album has got about 7 different producers on it, and everyone's got something, and they're all beats that they've sent to me, and I've been like, oh my gosh. So I've been in a constant vein of writing for like the last 4 or 5 months.
Wow.
Is that why there's different producers, because each one of them like had that feeling for you, like, oh boom, I gotta hit this now. Like
each producer sent me stuff that has made me feel like, oh, this has got something. Do you know what I mean? I can do, or I can show this skill on this beat, and I can show that skill. because the one thing that I love making albums. I love making bangers, the standalones. But for me, I was raised on albums.
Yeah,
You know,
definitely, man.
Yes.
for like back in the day when I used to have my Walkman, I'd walk to and from school or college. You
Yeah,
know, I would have 36 chambers in there, and it was a journey. Do you know what I mean? Or even
100.
like Mobb
Yeah.
Deep's The Infamous was a journey. There are so many different albums that I could mention. Fuji's The Score, it was a
Oh,
journey, and
yeah.
each
Yeah.
and they had different textures. It take you up, it take you down,
Mm.
and it take you sideways, take you that way. And in a way, like Only Built for Cuban Links, it's a movie,
Yeah.
you know.
I
It's
always
got a
felt like that with
beautiful intent.
In My Lifetime Volume 1, Jay-Z. It's like one
Yeah,
of my I'm not a great Jay-Z fan anymore, but
yeah,
that album was like something special to me in my youth, you know.
yeah. Early Jay-Z, yeah,
Mm.
yeah. You know, it's
Next
all good.
level.
So that's why it's inspired me. That's why I love working with so many different people as well, so I can present different flows, different textures, different tones, different tempos,
Mm.
and try to express myself in the best way that I know how to, but also try and take the listener on a little bit of a journey.
Yeah.
You
That,
know.
saying that, taking them on a journey, like working with, like you said, 7 producers there,
Mm,
because like you said, you know, all these tracks, oh fuck, I must write to them.
mm.
But is the project then cohesive? Like, you know, these all beats flow into each other, or do you then construct your
Yeah.
rhymes to make it, you know, make it a more cohesive piece of art?
Um,
You know, if
sometimes I don't know. I guess I'm kind of blessed because when I churn stuff out, it all seems to work together. You know,
right,
or maybe it's just my ear, because maybe my ear is picking up beats that will work together but are quite different.
But
yeah,
You
yeah,
but
know,
yeah.
you're
if
not
you get
thinking
me.
about it. It just becomes like a
It just
natural
it
way
just
of, yeah,
becomes something. Yeah,
yeah.
They're more
it
like
sort
chapters of
of
a book than tracks
yeah,
on
yeah,
an
it
album.
kind of evolves,
Mm,
So especially this album that I'm doing right now, because there's proper bangers, there's slow ones, there's a love song on there. Do you know what I mean? Which is there's a bit of comedy on there. There's me talking about my faith on there. Do you know what I mean? There's all sorts of different bits, so it takes you on a proper journey. So by the end of it, you should really know who Dan Brown is and what to expect from me in future. Kind of,
Awesome,
because I'm
man.
gonna still pull something out the bag.
uh, and when do you think this? You say next year? Is there a time limit on it?
I think I'm well ahead of the game on it. I think I would like to drop it by about May next year. I
Mm,
think the Sixth Floor EP is going to come out first, but I need to see how it goes. I think I've got enough irons in the fire that I can take my time with the projects, both projects. Do you know what I mean? I've done a few work with a few other people,
yeah.
and I don't know if I can talk about it, so I won't. But there's a load of other stuff coming on other people's stuff.
Hmm.
Do you know what I mean?
Nice.
And that'll keep me bubbling until it's in a place where I feel like I want to drop it. So yeah,
And when you
the
drop it,
main thing is
would you be
not to
too?
rush it.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. And when it's out, are you gonna have videos ready for it? And will you be
Oh,
touring the
totally,
album and the EP?
totally. I don't know about where I'll be with live performances. That is something that I really want to expand on next year.
Yeah,
I was in a good vein of form through 2024 and early 2025, and it's kind of dried up a little bit. Um, so I really want to try and take this into a live sort of thing.
yeah,
But definitely the videos are going to come, because I love doing the videos so much. I like having stuff in the bag already.
Hmm.
So
yeah.
by the time this album comes out, I will probably have about 80% of it shot, filmed, edited, and in the bag, ready for me to
Nice.
put my content out. I kind of like to get everything done in advance, and then I can drip dry it,
Yeah,
you
man.
know,
That's the way to do
over
it, mate. That's the way to
over
do it.
the year, and then just keep churning it out. And when I've got my backlog and I've got my stuff already done, already mixed and mastered, already filmed, then I can just schedule everything, all my reels like I need to, put my
Yeah,
videos out, schedule all my videos to shot out, all the emails to the different DJs, and then while that's going on, I can work on the next thing, knowing
Hmm.
that this thing is taken care of already. So I always like to be like one step ahead. Yeah.
The way to be, man. Definitely. And are
mm.
you going to be doing music videos for A lot of the tracks, all of the tracks, but big,
I tell you
the
what,
big ones, or
the way that I like to work is that I don't know, personally I get a bit frustrated at an MC who will put out a whole album, spend a lot of time and energy and put out an album and then kind of only put out one or two singles from it.
Yeah,
Because
I'll hold my hands up to that. Yeah.
do you know what I mean? I don't think you're maximizing what you're doing, and you've put your, as MCs, we put our soul into it, don't we? We put
Yeah.
our real time and energy into it, and I can guarantee you a lot of stuff that's still on your album is stuff that should be have a light shone on it.
100%.
So what I like to do is that especially with my current album Undergrowth, which you've been playing, is that I shot videos for, I think it's 10 tracks. So I shot videos for 9 of them, for 9 of the tracks. And then what I'll do is I'll take a month, I'll pick a month and I'll focus on one video for that. So I'll put the video out there and I'll put the reels out there and I'll shot that tune out to all the DJs. And then once that's died down, I'll put the next video out. Do you know what I mean? I did 5 tunes first before I released the album. So that allowed each one to get its focus. And then I dropped the album, but I was still dropping videos.
Yeah.
Still dropping videos, still drawing people's attention to this thing is still available and you need to check this out. Do you know what I mean?
Did you find better feedback and views?
Say that again.
Sorry to interrupt. I was going to say, did you find better feedback and views from going down that road of doing things?
I have actually. It's been for me, this year has been a crazy amount of growth. And also it's less a massive growth, but it's more I've consolidated a real group of solid characters that I want to work with, and we're all pulling the same rope. And that's been the benefit from being consistent in my posting and for the quality of work that I put out. People have looked at it and we've made connections. We've met face to face. We've sat down. We've had a beer. We've chatted and we've started working. And it's those connections to me which are kind of priceless. Do you know what I mean? It takes you to that next level, and then their support has pushed me as well. So I that's how I quantify it. It's like the connections that I've made as well. But I'm also getting a lot of notice as well. So there's a lot of reels that do and videos that do really well. But obviously there's room for growth, and I'm still hungry for more.
Yeah, man. And people don't realize with these social media and stuff, it is consistency. And a lot of artists just get fed up with it. And I'm one of those as well. You just get fed up with how much work goes into the promo, sometimes more than actually the creating of the art itself,
Yeah.
But
I think
that's
really
how the algorithms work, man. Like this constant consistency. Like if you don't,
but it's also about what you want as well.
Mm.
Do you know what I mean? I mean, I hold my hand up. This is not my full-time occupation. I work full-time outside of this. Do you know what I mean? There may be some people who are quite happy doing what they're doing, and this is just a hobby, and they get satisfaction out of what they're doing, how they do it. Do you know what I mean? So it's just for me, this is how I work, because everything I do, even with my work or working out or fasting or whatever, I'll put the 100% of me into it. And I have to do it's really weird. And I have to be like mad consistent,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so if you're working on a project, you've got the idea, you've got everything. It's going to be start to finish in a strict time frame. You know what you're doing. You know when, where everything is planned out to perfection.
Everything is planned out. From the tracks that I'm writing, the subject matter to who I'm working with on that track. If I want to work with someone, I'll also have ideas of who I'm going to approach, whether they've said yes or no. When the tracks are done, it's a time scale to when I want them done by and how I'm going to put it out, who's doing the artwork, who's doing what concepts have I got for the video. It's all planned. It's all planned. So I'll have like at least like once a week or every 2 weeks, I'll just have an admin day where I sit down and I'm like, right, what have I done and what's going to happen next? And then I just make it happen.
Yeah, I think that's good advice for people listening as well.
100%.
When they're making projects, a little bit of
list.
Yeah.
Oh, mate, the list actually saves my life, man, because my mind is so active. And
Yeah.
like, if I don't write down a list of things that I need to do, like I've got a list now that it's just never ever goes down because there's always stuff
Yeah.
getting added to it, and I cross it off.
Fuck,
But that,
you're like
but
the
that just
US
having it,
government
but
with
just
the
having
fucking
that.
Epstein
But
list.
honestly,
Release
man,
the list, Cam.
just having that list, man, and just like seeing what you're doing and crossing it off just helps so much. You get more done. Whereas if it's just floating around in your head and you're not having got a plan
It's
or anything.
goals, isn't it? You know.
It is, man.
You
It
know.
is, and it helps massively. Like I'm the same as you, Dan. I like plan things meticulously. So I have like a release schedule, and like I used to focus a lot on like pre-release stuff, but now
Yeah.
I put everything into post-release because nobody's like the attention spans now of people.
Yeah.
You keep doing stuff like a month before, and we're saying this track, this is coming out, this album. It
A
doesn't
week
work.
tops. Oh, no,
Yeah, a
actually, a
week,
week,
man.
maybe 2
Like
weeks
sometimes I'm even
tops.
like a few days before. I'll say
Yeah,
there's an
yeah,
album
yeah,
dropping, and then drop the
yeah,
music video, and that's it. And then
yeah,
all the post
exactly.
promo is where I put all the effort
Yeah,
in.
yeah.
Do you
The
know what I
post
mean?
promos will hammer that,
That's
hammer
it,
it.
man.
You know
That's
what
it.
I mean? And I
Constantly.
have to say, I have to give credit where credit's due. I kind of sussed out your work ethic with some of I cottoned on to you, I think last year when I seen some videos that you were pointing out and just how because props to you, sir, because you've
Thank
got a
you, man.
family as well,
Yeah, and a full-time job and shit, bruv.
and a
Yeah, so it
full-time job.
is.
Do you know what I mean?
It is a
I haven't got
madness.
kids, so I still have a bit of free time to sort of put energy into this. So to do what you do with the life that you lead, I think that deserves a lot of respect. And
Cheers,
also
brother.
the way that you approach your work as well. When I hear you rhyme and I see what you do, I feel what you're doing. Like if I can hear your humor in some tunes. Do you know what I mean? I can hear your personality in what you're doing,
Yeah,
and I
yeah,
just
yeah.
think it's really good. So I'm glad that I've got this moment to just tell you that. Yeah, do you know what I
Thank
mean?
you, brother. Same to you,
Hats off
man.
to you
Big
for that,
up.
you know.
Yeah, appreciate that, man.
I mean,
Appreciate
No
that.
especially this
worries.
time of year, it's really hard for Cam as well because he's got to travel to a lot of houses and sit on the shelf to make sure the kids are good. He's working overtime.
Be nice, man.
So sorry, you were being nice to him, and I got jealous, and I had to bring him down to earth. I'm very sorry. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I'm sorry.
But seriously, I'm going to be looking at your stuff real soon as well. Usually, I
Oh
like
shit!
to.
Don't waste your time, man.
No. But I'm all about due diligence as well, and you've given me a really nice opportunity here. And usually, I like to sort of like research the people that I'm chatting with as well. Even if I'm going to go to a beat cipher, if I know that a few people are going to be there, I'll
Yeah.
sneakily check out their Instagram page. It's just that things have been so flipping hectic at the moment that I've just not had 2 seconds to, you know.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I don't really promote anything much anyway. Like, well, I haven't had a release for a while. The only thing I do promote, if I remember, if K-Saulz messaged me going, "Fucking, I've sent you the thing. Upload it to your Instagram." Is this show, man? And that's something that I don't do as much as I should. I'm on like academic probation from K-Saulz at the moment on this show. I, yeah, I'm not sure if I'm going to pass probation
No,
to
you
go
will.
to the next year of the show.
Yes,
You
you
may
will.
have a
Yes,
new
you will.
host.
But for real, man, you have to get into the old Elon Musk mentality to even make it fucking happen. Like the
No, I'm
shit.
not going to be racist over
No,
shit.
no, honestly, like the way, like way he doesn't waste any time. There's no distractions, and like, and
You
that's what
know,
it is. Because the little time that we have, time is actually the most valuable thing, man. Like you think money is, but it's not. Our time is what's been taken away from us with the
yeah,
distractions of that
yeah.
the people who are controlling the world, right? Whatever
Why are
you
we
want to
going
think.
into like
No, but it's
conspiracy?
true. But it leads on
I
to
want to hear
music,
about
right?
dance music.
Like everything's a bit of a distraction to keep
Yeah.
you off your
It's really,
path. Do you know what I mean? Like to get on a
it's
deep
really
level.
about time and how you manage it and
Exactly,
where you
exactly,
find your pockets of space to get things done. You know
exactly
what I
that.
mean?
And not
And
wasting any time, man, because time
not
cannot be.
wasting
Yeah,
it.
yeah, that's
You
it.
know?
Well,
There's enough time. You've just got to figure out how to make it work and what
Exactly.
works for you in the lifestyle that you lead. Once you find that, everything clicks, and then you can just forward.
That's it, man. And the
well,
more you
that's
say you ain't got time as well, you put that out into the ether, and it makes you not have any time. People say, "I ain't got the time to do this." You have, man. You
yeah.
have. You
Yeah.
just have to fucking find it and not waste
Exactly.
like
you
3 hours
realize.
like doing this or
Yeah.
getting fucked down the pub. Do you know what I mean? That time you just
Yeah,
spent
yeah,
2 hours down the pub, mate. You could have put those together for the week that you went down the pub for 2 hours,
I
and you could have made
I
it. You could have
totally
done
agree.
something. Do you know what I mean?
I
Like, yeah,
totally agree with MCs. We should understand that words have power.
Yeah.
So, you know, you have to be careful what you say over yourself, because then it leads to a certain lifestyle. You know, you're almost justifying a slip into a certain lifestyle. So you have to be very, very careful about, you know, what you say of yourself and how you approach your life. Do you know what I mean? You have to, and especially, I mean, this is how I approach it anyway. You know, you just find those pockets of space and try and make time work for you as much as possible. And there are times you're going to have to suck it up, but it's all worth it. You know.
Yeah, yeah, definitely, man. It's taken a long, long time to get the balance, though, to be honest. Like, I fucked up
Yeah,
quite a
yeah,
few
yeah.
times, like doing music too much. My missus had to fucking bring me down a peg or two. Do you know what I mean? And
It's trial and
yeah,
error. You know what I
it
mean?
is, it
Limitations
is,
are
it
good.
is,
You know.
it
Has
is, man.
anything like that happened to you? Like being the music being detrimental to other aspects of your life at all?
I'm all right, you know. I seem to be juggling it okay. I can't lie, there have been one or two chats with the wife where she's been like, "You're looking at your phone too much."
Yeah,
And I'm like, okay, listen, I'm just and then all that the outcome of that, sorry, what I'm trying to say is
Mm,
that you change certain aspects. Like I'm really clear of what I need to do, and I'm also really clear of what time I'm going to spend with my wife and what we're going
yeah,
mm,
to do. Do you know what I mean? So I think it's all about communication. Like,
yeah.
okay, we're going to go here and do this and that today, but on this day, I just need 2, 3 hours just to smash this, you know, admin out. Once I've done all
yeah,
my reels, I'll do all my reels for 2 weeks,
yeah.
you know, in a 3 hour
Scheduling on
session.
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah,
Well, you
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 know
do
what I mean?
seem
And then,
really like strict, scheduled, and ordered. Like you know, there's no malleability in what you're doing. Like it's I'm doing
I
this.
mean,
This is structured. You
yeah,
know,
no,
this is
no. I
sealed.
mean, it sounds it, but sometimes it's on the fly. But I
Mm,
think if it's on the fly, it's just important to talk to your other half. You
yeah.
mm.
know, I think it's just important, like, yeah, you know, sweetheart, I've just got to do this thing. Yeah, is it okay if I just go, you know,
Yeah.
Not
she'll
like
be
lock
like,
your
yeah,
kids in the
well,
cupboard, like when you're supposed to be looking after them, just so you can get on and make a track. Do you
yeah,
know?
That sounded like an admittance then.
yeah, be
Yeah, I'll
careful,
edit
that's all
that out
cover.
later anyway.
Yeah,
Sorry,
yeah,
Rach.
yeah, yeah.
Child services are
So,
listening. Fuck.
no, I just think it's about communication. It is a bit of a tug of war, but I think Kay is going to experience it, have a more rough experience of it than I do, because you know your time is much more in demand than mine, my friend.
Mm.
You know, so generally I've been okay. It's been all right. You know,
And how
yeah.
do you sort of get into like your writing process and stuff? What is your writing process? Do you go into a studio? Do you write at home, listen to the beats, and go into a studio record?
So
What's
sorry. Just
Go
before
on.
you answer that, my mum's a bit ill. I'm just gonna
Oh,
jump off screen for like 5 minutes just to go check her.
Yeah, no
I'm
worries,
just gonna
man.
close the laptop. Please continue, and I'll be
well,
back
say
in a
hello
bit.
to her for me, and get well soon. Yeah. God
Yeah,
bless.
yeah, defo.
Well do. Thanks, guys. I'm
All
just gonna
right.
close the laptop.
Give her,
I'll
give
be
her a
like
little
five
wee
minutes.
kiss from me as well. Yeah.
No, she got the lurgy, mate. I ain't kissing her. I'll catch something, man.
Just kiss her hand or something.
Yeah,
That'd be so weird. This is on behalf
yeah.
of Cameron.
Right. Yeah. And this is getting edited out of the show. Right. I'll see you
Yeah.
guys in like 5, 10.
All
Just,
See
right.
you
No
just
later.
worries.
peace.
Yeah, man. Yeah, sorry.
Well,
So, as we were saying, yeah. So, what's your sort of writing process, man? Did you,
well,
or is it? I
well,
suppose it'd be different for different scenarios, right?
yeah, yeah. It's weird. I mean, I can hear a beat and then need to write the thing there and then before I lose the good stuff that's in my head.
Yeah,
You know, and I know you've experienced that as well. It's like, oh my
yeah,
God, I can't,
yeah,
I
hundred
can't, I
percent.
can't walk away from this, because if I
Sometimes it's really
do,
late at night as well when someone sends me a beat and I have to fucking write the verse before I go to sleep.
you have
Otherwise, it's
to,
gone, isn't it? Yeah,
or at least, I don't know about you, but for me, it's the first 4 bars of the verse that really kick off the feeling and the cadence and the vocab that I'm going to use through the rest of the verse.
yeah,
So if it's I hear the beat and I get a bit inspired, I at least write down the first 4 bars,
yeah,
and then it's kicked off a certain way of thinking, and then I know
yeah,
I can come back and get into that mode of thinking again,
yeah,
just
yeah,
through
yeah,
going through the cadence and the feel of the track. But there have been times when I know if I'm on a long journey, I'll take my pad.
yeah,
Like if
yeah,
I'm on
yeah,
a coach journey somewhere, sorry, I'll take my pad and I'll just smash out tunes. If I'm on a train journey, back to see the family in Northampton from Brighton. It's quite a stint, so I'll
Yeah,
take a
yeah,
cab and
yeah, yeah,
I'll
yeah.
ride. But one of my what I do like to do when I'm in my comfort zone, if I haven't got that sort of snap from the beat, like I've got to write this thing now, is I've got a really nice kitchen table. I live in a decent place. It kind of overlooks the sea down here.
Nice, nice, nice,
So, and sorry, my dining table's in the window that overlooks the sea. So on a good
nice.
day, I'll pull the blinds up and I'll just sit there, put everything out that I need, grab my drink, and just grab my speaker and just play my beat and just get in the zone for a couple of hours.
Yeah,
And
yeah, 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 yeah.
just make it
Dope.
happen. But I am a believer that if it's not flowing, leave it. Just
Yeah,
walk
if it's
away.
not worth forcing it, isn't it?
It's
Sometimes I
not.
get that when you're writing a song, innit? Like
Yeah.
like you want to, you sometimes think, fuck it, I'm not going to write a third verse. Like quite often now when I spit over beats, I just leave off the third verse because I feel like if I get the third verse in there, it feels sometimes forced. Do you know what I mean? And you're like just adding extra just to fill it out. Do you know what I mean? Fill out the track. So
Yeah.
I don't know if you get the same feeling sometimes. You
Sometimes
think,
I do. Sometimes I do, and then I just reach out to one of my other MC mates and just
yeah,
get them
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's it.
third person
Yeah, that's it.
guessing. And then it keeps the energy going.
Yeah, defo.
So there's no sense in sort of like flogging a dead horse.
Yeah.
You heard that saying? I don't know if that's
Yeah,
too
yeah,
old
yeah, yeah, yeah.
school.
No, no,
You
no.
know,
I don't fucking mate. I'm 44, mate. It's not too old school. Do you know what I mean? So
it's old schoolism. There's just no point. And don't sacrifice the whole track for a crappy third verse.
yeah,
I
yeah,
feel you on that totally, definitely.
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely, man. So what's your what do you sort of do to as your downtime, man?
Oh
What's your
man. Um,
or is music?
well,
Because music seems to be my fucking downtime. Like my missus said,
yeah,
you never need to chill out, and I'm like, to be honest, when I'm doing the things I love, that is me chilling out. Like your chilling out might be
exactly.
sitting there watching TV, but that's not
Yeah,
mine, man. Do you know what I
I,
mean?
I feel you on that. Do you know what I mean? Because music is my downtime.
Yeah.
But also, there's I like to paint. I
Oh,
do this
wicked,
thing
man.
where I blow up. I collect comics. So I'll
Yeah.
choose like the little panels that you get in the comics with the
Yeah,
all
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
the
Dope.
drawings. So I'll choose one panel and I'll blow it up to like a 2 meter square canvas and
Sick,
I'll just
bruv.
blow it up and paint that in acrylics. So I like
Oh,
to do
mate.
that because I
I'd love
like
to
to give
see
them
some of
away
those,
to my
bro.
family.
Send me a little
Yeah,
few in the old DMs, innit? I'd love to
yeah,
see
yeah.
that, man.
I'll get some pictures for you.
Oh, that is sick.
So yeah, that was handy during lockdown.
Yeah,
So
man.
yeah, there's that, and I work out regular. That's always been a thing. I do a lot of calisthenics and free weights, and that helps to free the mind. I
Yeah.
play basketball as well, so I'm really into my sport. I'm just getting back into playing my football. But another passion that I've realized in like the last few years is cooking. I really,
Yeah.
really, really enjoy cooking. I enjoy the meditational aspect of
It
it.
is, bro. It is. I say that to my missus, man, because she'll
Yeah,
come to talk to me and I'm totally in my zone and she'll be talking to me
yeah,
for like 5 minutes and I'm just
yeah.
not there, mate. I'm just totally
Yeah,
locked in.
in the zone, you're in
It
the zone. I'm going to
is,
do this,
yeah.
and I'm going to do that, and I enjoy the process of prepping.
Yeah.
When you're prepping all your ingredients, and you've got everything there that you need, and then you can just pour all the love into that dish. You
Mate,
know,
it's an
but
energy you get from the food. Food's
yeah,
like it's like I don't know if you because it's your our sustenance. That's what it is. You're eating energy to give you fuel
yeah,
for your body, right?
yeah,
And
yeah,
so I feel that though. Like sometimes I get such a connection with the food, but
yeah,
it's going to now sustain me. You know that sustenance, and
yeah,
like I'm almost sometimes even grateful. Like especially
yeah,
if I'm cooking meat and stuff. Like I've had little periods where I'm like I stopped eating meat and stuff. Like it was actually
yeah,
making me sick, cutting into the flesh and shit. And I was saying to my missus,
yeah,
I don't know, and I think that was soon after I had my kids, man. Like I just
yeah,
started to try to cook like chicken and cutting it up and stuff, and I was like feeling sick, and I was like, fuck, like, and I
yeah,
decided not to fucking um eat meat for a while. But anyway, yeah, but it's that connection to the food, like.
yeah.
It's not, and it does put you into like, as I said, yeah, as you said as well, meditative state, man.
Yeah, if my I'm going to make a guilty confession now. But one of my things, I'm a massive Gordon Ramsay fan.
Yeah.
So, I'll do all the kitchen nightmares and all of that stuff. But I'm
That's
also
amazing.
I also troll through YouTube because I like early Gordon Ramsay. I like 2000s Ramsay. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean? And he's got this show called Passion for Flavor, right? And I might call my next album that, right? And it's like it is brilliant because he shows you his first proper restaurant. He shows you each section of his kitchen and the
yeah,
service, and then
yeah,
and then where he focuses on one of his suppliers that he gets his food from, and then he shows you how to cook one of the dishes that he serves in his restaurant. And
yeah.
it's the most relaxing thing. I don't know what it is about this thing, but I'll put it on in the kitchen and I'll be prepping, and my missus will walk in the kitchen. I'll be like, nope. Okay, front room. Okay, it's me and Gordon. It's me and Gordon.
Yeah,
So
you
that's
golden
that's
time.
that. Yeah, that happens a couple of times a week, but she likes the end result. So I'll be cooking up some marvelous creations. So yeah, that's kind of what I get up to in my in my downtime. There's so many different things, man. I'm really lucky with the place that I live as well. I'm really blessed,
Yeah,
so I can leave my door and just go for a walk along the beach.
yeah,
During the
man.
summer, you can literally just go and sit on a bench and just look at the sea for like an hour, and it just revitalizes you.
Yeah, man.
I spend a lot of time in church as well. I've got to say that. So I'm always supportive with the church. I'm there a couple of times a week as well. So yeah, there's many strings to the bow of like downtime Dan.
Yeah,
That might have to be my AKA. You know how MCs went through that. Danny
yeah.
Blaze, Dan Brown, AKA Downtown Dan.
Like you said with
Yeah.
the Gordon Ramsay name for the album, Downtime Dan. That's like a little EP, 4-track EP of you just
Yeah.
talking about your downtime, man. I want
Yeah.
to hear stuff like that. Little
That might
concept
have to
EP, man.
happen. That might have to happen. Yeah. Yeah, man.
Dick, we just been he was just telling us
Yeah.
about obviously he enjoys cooking as one of his passions and stuff as well, man. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, just in case you were
I
wondering
gathered
how the
that
hell
I gathered
yeah,
that from the context of the words that were spoken.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
the English language that
Yeah, I
one
think you
doth
were
speak.
backsliding. You were
Oh,
backsliding.
guys, my mother says thank you for your well wishes as well.
Oh,
Did you
Mama
kiss her
Dastardly
hand?
is okay. I I didn't. I asked her if she wanted a cup of tea. She looked at me and went, "Yeah." So I just
okay.
left. I was like,
We'll take that as a no.
"Yeah." She's
Yeah.
like, I was like, people wished you well." She was like, "Tell them thanks." Oh, okay.
Can I ask you guys a question?
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
man, go for it.
So, from this album, from the stuff that I've been sending, is there anything that really stuck out?
I will be honest now. I
Yeah.
have not listened to a lot. I don't listen to the music that gets sent in until I listen to the shows because
Ah.
the music gets sent in. Cam, you may have to edit some of this out because I don't want the listeners knowing. Actually, fuck it. But I don't care. So like, I'll listen to the show when it comes out. If I remember, I am really, really shit with this. Like,
Yeah.
I turn it for interviews, but I listen to the tracks. I genuinely like your music. If you asked me to name one of your tracks, I genuinely couldn't.
Okay.
I would apologize for that, but that goes for everything on the show. I can't even name some of K-Saul's tracks. To be fair, I can't even name some of mine. To be perfectly fucking
And do
honest.
you know what? That's
Um,
actually the truth. I forgot the
but
producers that I fucking put out an album with. I forgot their fucking
oh yeah,
name.
that happened a few
For
times
a
on the show.
moment, for a second.
Right.
Yeah.
You need to
But
get
I
some like some.
from the music I have heard of yours, I do love it. I can honestly say that.
Thank you.
Yeah, so nice,
But
man. That's why you're on here. Do you know what I
yeah,
mean?
Yeah, yeah,
but
yeah, yeah.
I'm not au fait with you or anyone that we play as much as
Well,
I
this
should be.
this is this is part of the reason for that I'm so happy that I'm getting the opportunity to do this show. Because slowly and gradually my name is being mentioned a bit more, which is good.
Mm.
I always sort of like market myself as the best MC that you've never heard of.
Do you know what drew me to you? Is the flows, man. It remind it because certain MCs, like you can see where they've been influenced from. from their flows and what MCs have influenced them, whether they're Chester P's or your Jest and stuff like that. But when I listen to you, like I suppose the thing that drew me to it's a similar sort of style that I would spit in. Do you know what I mean? It's that the influences from the old, because I started listening to obviously US hip hop way before British hip hop, and a lot of my flows and stuff are more based on that, and that's what I think drew me to you, because I thought I recognized this, like, but in your own way, obviously. But the flows just like instantly took me back to when I was a youth. Do you know what I mean? Listening to fucking all the old school.
Good.
Yeah. So yeah.
What I do is kind of it's an expression of myself, but it's also an homage to, what was.
Yeah,
And what
definitely,
is,
man.
And tipping my hat to them, because I think a lot of people out there can, I don't know, not get complacent, but we live in a society that everything's quite throwaway. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And people are always after the next new thing when, I think in the 90s, if I can take it there, when you really think about the artists who were around, none of them sounded like each other.
Exactly.
Well, it was a big thing. Like, there was massive beefs over people stealing flows, biting
Exactly.
rhymes and things like that.
You can't be a fighter. You can't be a
It's
fighter.
the opposite nowadays, man. Everybody wants to sound like the fucking next man. Yeah.
Exactly. And when you think about it, Busta Rhymes never sounded like Onyx. Onyx didn't sound like Fugees. Fugees didn't sound like Wu-Tang. Wu-Tang didn't sound like Gangstar. Gangstar didn't sound like Camp Lo. Camp Lo didn't sound like Lord of the Undergrounds. You can go on forever. And so there's an infinite variety of of linguistics that you're able to use. And I think people sort of look at what's going on now and they think, well, that's it. This is, but they don't understand that the art form can be expanded so much, that there's so many different ways to express yourself rather than just this one cadence that everyone seems to be doing.
And so just to touch further on that, because I know you're talking about like one cadence and stuff. I want to move it on to Gribe, because that is just the same thing. But I was wondering, like you said, you can be a biter. What about what do you class as biting compared to an homage? Because you said, when Snoop Dogg come out, he had Laddie Daddy on there. Which back then wasn't that many years before, and like when you go back to old Motown, like the same track could be released 3 times in a year by, say, the Stylistics, Smokey and the Miracles, and then I know a female group will do it,
Okay. Two things. Firstly, with Snoop Dogg, he actually says, "Got to give a shout out to my Slick Rick." And for those who don't like it either. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he actually mentions the MC's name.
Maybe that was my best example of it.
He gives it credit. He gives them credit. But let's be honest. It's about how everyone's inspired by someone. Everyone has that moment where they see someone and they're like, I want to do that. And so they'll study. I've spent years studying other MCs' flows and breaking them down, their cadences and how they approach a beat, and it's about how you then take that and adapt it and make it your own. And how you express yourself. That's that for me.
Yeah.
With the Motown, you make a really, really good point about the Motown, but it's my understanding that Berry Gordy used to try and have a hit with a song. So Smokey Robinson was his main hit maker, right? So Smokey used
one of
to
his
write,
main writers, and then they had the house bands and stuff. But
yo, props to Smokey, man, because that guy wrote banger after banger after banger.
My favorite track is my favorite song ever is "Tracks of My Tears." It is unfuckwithable. Unfuckwithable.
What a tune.
Yeah.
And Tears of a Clown for me.
Yeah.
So what he used to do was then shot that tune around his many various different acts and get them all to sing it until it became a hit. So you would hear a Supreme sing a song, and then later on you'd hear the Jackson 5 sing it as well. You'd be like, hold on a second. So I think the difference with that is that he's just trying to shoehorn it. He knows he's got a hit, but he's just trying to get a hit. He's trying to find that musical.
And many a times he made the hit with the same hit 3 times.
Exactly.
Maybe they weren't released, but they're on the albums and they're getting you know.
Yeah. So I see your point on that, but for me, it's all about how you approach it. Because if you're just blatantly doing an impression of someone,
Yeah.
then you know it's not really the one.
Mm.
But if you're then taking that person's style and adapting it, so you can hear shades,
Mm.
you know, but it's you still. I don't mind that.
Mm.
See that's given me a lot to think about because I've been working on a track. I need to re-record it, but I've been working on one or maybe two tracks like that, like in the vein of Snoop Dogg doing it. I won't mention what they are, just in case I do finally finish them and they turn out good. But that's given me a lot to think of because I've I've gone for a female MC. I've because not many men would go for a female MC's track and flip it or
Yeah.
anything. So I've gone that way, and there's cadence of her in there, but with like my own style. But I just don't know. And you've given me pause. I'm gonna have to go back and listen to it a bit more
You
and
know
float
what?
around with
You
ideas.
may, it might work. Do you know what I
Mm.
mean? And for me, it sounds like you're doing like a proper homage to it. You're doing it in your style. So I
Yeah.
can't see any reason why it wouldn't work. You
Mm.
know,
Yeah.
and I'm really actually
It
my
might be.
curiosity's been piqued now.
Um, I, I, I'll type it in the messages in the message now. Cam, ask another question because I'm an idiot and I can't type well.
So apart from obviously hip hop and stuff, man, that you said was sort of inspired you, is there sort of any other music that you think like,
Oh man, I'm
and
from a
you,
Jamaican family,
yeah,
so
yeah,
we listen to a lot of reggae, a lot of ragga, a lot of soul. I was basically raised on Motown
yeah,
as well, but I'm also from a household where the radio was always on. My mum spent a lot of time in the kitchen. She loved cooking, which is probably where I get my thing from. And she always had the radio, and she always had the radio on Radio One. And it would be on in the house about 8 hours out of the day. And because of that, I'm like, people at work call me Shazam because a song will come on and I'll know it word for word straight
yeah, yeah.
away. So it's given me appreciation for like all different types of genres, like, you know, so I pull inspiration from a lot of different genres,
Mm.
but I'd say like growing up, it was definitely reggae, ragga, and soul and Motown as well. And then sort of, my dad was into his music as well, like massively into his music. So that's where all the reggae came from him as well. And we'd travel around a lot as a family. We'd always go on long drives driving from place to place, and then it's a perfect time to listen to an album. So he'd play like Luther Vandross, George Benson. He'd play the Shy Lights, the Stylistics. He'd play, and then going on later, he would play Missy.
Mm.
He'd pull out a Missy album, or he'd pull out a Busta Rhymes album, or he'd pull out, a Blackstreet album. He really, or a
Nice.
Jodeci album.
Hmm.
And we'd be, or Mary J. Blige. He loved a bit of Mary J.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was quite an education. Living in
Yeah,
that
man.
household was quite an education. And then because I was raised in an army family. So my parents were in the army, so we got posted around a lot of different places. So we
Hmm.
lived in like
Hmm.
Germany, we lived in like Northern Ireland and places like of the like. So there was a lot of driving involved here and there. We moved around quite a lot.
Yeah,
So we'd get through those journeys, and music would be the way we got through those journeys. You know what
yeah,
I
Yeah.
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Dad would always have a few tapes put aside of like of the go-to albums, but he'd always have a surprise that we'd be listening to for the first time, and we'd have a listen and we'd enjoy it, and then we kind of
Yeah.
talk about it,
Hmm. Hmm.
So
Did you guys
yeah,
ever
very good.
absorb? Sorry, please
Go
continue.
on.
I was gonna
No,
say,
no, no.
moving around like that, did you ever absorb any local music? Like say when you were in Germany, was there any like German artists you'd hear like say
No,
pop
no. I
or
mean, it
hip
was
hop
it
or
was
anything?
quite. I was quite young. I was quite young,
Mm.
and when you're abroad like that, there's still a lot of English culture
Mm.
Mm.
that comes along with it. And my dad used to listen to a radio station called BFBS, BS British Forces
Broadcast
broadcasting.
service.
Yeah, sort of service. Yeah, thank you. And
No,
I was
I've
struggling.
got family who are army brats and move around as well.
Yeah,
They've listened
yeah.
to the same stuff, you know.
And that was our staple. I mean, Dad would go to the record shop and he'd buy vinyls in. So
Yeah.
he was that guy who had Thriller on vinyl, and Off the Wall on vinyl, and that's how he got Dougie Fresh on vinyl, So we were really familiar with a record player growing up,
Mm.
and then he'd always be tuning in to David Rodigan, you know, and
I,
his reggae show. I mean, David Rodigan's like he goes back donkey's years. He's like
mm,
one of the best selectors out there. And so you'd always hear stuff that was familiar
Yeah.
and gave you that feeling of home. So yeah, more so than other stuff.
yeah. Like obviously, growing up now, is there any foreign hip hop or any foreign music at all that you do listen to? And is any of that giving you any
I tell
inspiration
I
or
tell
anything?
you what. I tell you what. There's only one group that comes to mind, and it was the Scion Super Crew.
I knew it. It had to be. I think they're the biggest European international group that Brits are going to know about.
Yeah, and it just felt really accessible because the way they rhymed and you didn't understand the word they were
Mm.
saying, but the cadence of how they rhymed and
It
the
was to
energy
me, it was
they
like a
put into
French
it.
Jurassic 5 type vibe and things like
Yeah,
that
I
with
saw
them.
that, but I also heard shades of Buster. I also heard shades
Yeah,
of Wu-Tang in what they did as well. And who wouldn't appreciate the beats as well? I can't remember who their producer was,
I'm
but
not sure. I
that
I
the
know they
album
did like work with
Radon,
Wu-Tang as well. They work with a
yeah,
lot
yeah,
of
yeah.
US
It was it
artists.
was it was just when I heard that. I was still smoking loads of gear at the time. And it was like my mate bought this album and he's like, I've got this CD, yeah. And it's this crew called Science Super Crew. I've just listened to the first three tracks and I thought, I've got to go knock on Dan's because we've got to listen to this together. And we both had a day off, right? So he brought this around and I put it in my CD player, whacked on the first tune. I was like, oh my days. Oh my days. I need to make a phone call. And I said, I'm not doing this. I went and picked up the fattest bag of weed and went up to my cheek and then came back and we got absolutely blazed listening to this tune. Do you
Yeah,
know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Yeah, it was one of the I shouldn't really say this, but one of the best days of my life. Do you know what I mean? And
Oh
and
man,
that album, it just completely blew me away. It's one of the few times that I've listened to an album and then put it straight back on again. Do you know what I mean? And it completely blew me away. I really had to sort of like sit down and it also presented for me a new approach to the way that your rhymes can a new rhyme pattern. I'm always
yeah.
obsessed about new patterns of rhyming.
I
You
Yeah.
know,
found European artists that they've got like some of that old school 80s, early 90s boom bap type flow, but in a such a unique way.
Mhm.
I think there's a guy out of the Netherlands, I do believe. He might have moved to South America now, called Blabbermouth.
Mm.
And
Sounds familiar.
yeah, he's a great artist, but like he's very reminiscent to me of saying Super Crew and things like that. Just
Yeah.
that unique, lovely flow. And a
Mm.
bonus with him, a lot of his rhymes are in English, but then
Uh,
he does what I love with foreign artists, where they switch and they'll speak
switch
Mm.
up. Yeah,
multilingual, which
yeah, yeah.
is such a fucking talent, which I wish I
Yeah.
had. And I think it just puts an extra exclamation point on
Mm.
on the verses and stuff like that. It's fucking fantastic.
And obviously because they've got different sounding words as well, you're hearing different patterns that your
Yes,
ears aren't
exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
aren't used
exactly.
to because do you
A
know what I mean?
different
'Cause
connection of syllables. Do you know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah, that's it.
Because it's a totally different language. So yeah, you're totally right. That album really had an impact on me. That and their when I listened to that album, I found out that it was their second album. So I went out and bought their first album as well, and then got into that. So yeah.
Yeah. I'm just Googling now. I'm trying to find out what that album's name was. I know like their biggest track was Angela, I think, like in around 99.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
and
Do, do, do,
X
do,
Raisin,
do, do,
X
do.
Raisins.
Yeah,
That was
yeah,
another
yeah,
big hit. I think that was their second album.
yeah.
As well.
And is there any
Uh,
sort of particular artists now that you're really sort of into, like some of the newer sort of people? Or
Okay. At the moment, I tell you what, this is a good opportunity to shine a light on a guy that I've worked with. And his name is Retro. I don't know
I
if you've
know
heard of
Retro, man.
him. Yeah.
I know Retro. He's a good guy, man.
Yeah, I think that he's probably one of the most underrated MCs out there at the moment.
He's sick fucking freestyler as well, man.
K-Saulz, have we played any of his tracks?
Yeah.
We played Retro's track. He's in Solstice, I think. Solar Array. Sorry, not so. Yeah,
so they got a new
his
album
group.
out.
Yeah,
Big up Solar Array. Big up
man.
Retro.
Yeah.
He's like, he did a verse for me on this tune called Bread and Butter, and when I heard it, I was like, you get to go last. Do you know what I mean? Like you're not going first because no one else is going to match up to this.
Yeah, sick.
You know, and I've rhymed with some good people like Vanzel and Habitat on that tune.
Yeah. Vanzel's dope, man.
Yeah, Vanzel actually, I gave him mad props because he's another guy who sounds like himself.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? He's got a very, very unique flow. And there's a lot of energy in what he does. When he does when he works with, especially when he works with Cadis's Fly as well, Cadis has got some real sort of like real bangers, do you know what I mean? And it gives Vanzel a real platform because he's got quite a powerful way of rhyming.
Yeah, man.
I think that they complement each other quite well. So his album, What I Bust For, actually, I was really, really impressed with that. And I thought that he had a lot of good concepts on there and loads of good flows. And I think that there's a lot of MCs out there who sound the same. And I was pleasantly surprised when I stumbled on Vanzel and started digging on his Insta and then went to his Spotify and had a look at that. Sorry if I'm using Spotify to all his Spotify haze. So, you know, it was one of them. But also other artists I've been digging. Have you guys listened to Ransom Bad Bones, the White Rabbit album?
I haven't listened to that album, man.
Is that the one with... I'm trying to...
It's not his new one, but he's working with...
Cy Marshall, isn't it? Cy Marshall Law.
Yeah.
No, I haven't.
The one before that, it's an incredible piece of work.
Is that the one where he's done most of the production on it? Is that the one? No, that was the one before that. It's Leaf Dog. Yeah.
And you know, everyone knows about Leaf Dog.
Yeah, Leaf Dog's the man, mate.
It was proper.
His brother's even better, I think.
Yeah,
Ill-informed, I think so. Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that either. So you know, I'm catching an education here as well.
Eric the Red's their brother as well.
Fuck up, seriously?
All three of them. Yeah. All three of them. Yeah.
Oh wow, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love the fact that we started this show because it's made me realize I know fuck all about hip hop at all. Like,
no, mate. We educate each other, man. That's what it's all about, isn't it?
But that album is a stunning piece of work. It's full of concepts, and his skill it's crazy because I first knew about Ransom Bad Bones back in like 2003 because everyone was going mental about this kid, and I saw him on oh gosh, there was a DVD that was going around about an MC, a night that was running in London. And all the MCs were going to. You had Jess going there, Kalashnikov going there, Skinny Man going there. Who else as well? Brain Tax and all them people. It was around that time, like Universal Soldiers, you know. And then this kid was on the mic, and his name was Ransom Bad Bones. And I was like, oh my gosh. And then I kind of forgot about it. And then he comes out with this album, White Rabbit, and I saw the reels. That were popping up. So I started following it and I'm like, wow, this is incredible. And I listened to the album, and that was my go-to album to walk into work, you know, because again, it's one of those albums that take you on a journey, and each tune has a concept. And yeah, I found that he uses the same flow on all of his tunes, but when you've got a flow like that and it's killer, why change it? Do you know what I mean? Well, it's like Method Man, he always uses the same flow, but why change
I was going to say, we mentioned Gangsta. I mean, look at Guru, you know, a very monotonous tone, same thing, but you're hooked on every fucking syllable.
Everything. So when it's that flavoursome, why change the dish? You know?
100%, man.
Why do that? So that, and also Sparks and Pitch 92, full
wicked,
circle.
Wicked. Sparks is somebody I hadn't even heard of before. I heard I heard those tracks because yeah, it's fucking sick
I
out
heard it
album,
was
man.
predominantly like a drum and bass MC or something.
Yeah, and
You
I
know,
and I,
and
and,
I'm
and I,
like,
I I was drawn to his flows and stuff as well, man, and the way that he delivers
oh,
and what he does
it's
with his
just it's
fucking
like butter. It's so easy.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
so
exactly.
easy. It's so easy to listen to, and it's the way he rhymes just draws you in. You know, it's
Yeah,
so
man.
nice to listen to, and also it put me onto Pitch's beats as well because
Mm.
Yeah,
there is some
And his
proper
next
hypnotic.
level is incredible.
Oh man, I had no idea. I was kind of living in a bubble until that happened, and I was like, okay, I need to check this guy out. So excuse me, he's on like dream people who I'd love to work with,
Mm.
you know.
Mr. Slips as well, and Nelson Dialect. Them two are really fucking
Yeah,
nice
they're
little
doing
mix,
it.
and
They're doing
Verbs
it.
with him as well, innit?
But for me, those two albums this year have they've given me a certain focus as well. You know how some people you listen to their stuff and it refocuses you on your own craft.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah, yeah, yeah.
that's one of the best things I think that you can say about when you listen to a hip hop album is that if you're an MC, it gives you that reignites a bit more fire in you. Like, right,
yeah.
okay, I
And
see
that's
what
a
they're
beautiful
doing.
thing, innit? To still be
You
doing this
know,
craft and
I,
still be feeling inspired and still wanting to be better and get better and better and better and try new things, isn't it? It feels like it's
There-
endless. Do you know what I mean?
exactly. There's the other side of it though. Do you guys remember when Eminem's first album came out?
yeah.
Yeah,
And
but
I listened to that, and I literally just tore up my rhyme book and cried.
Like
I do remember
Eminem
actually.
coming
So you
out
saying
was
that, I do remember there was a point where I did think I need to fucking level up massively the way I was writing my
Massively,
bars.
massively, because
I
that
wasn't
dude came
MCing back
out.
then, so I'm glad. I'm glad now.
Oh my goodness! It dropped that LP that dropped like a megaton bomb on my psyche. It was like, oh my days, I need to refocus here. I need to reevaluate whether I actually want to be an MC. If all MCs are coming out and they're all going to be this good, I'm done. You know?
Yeah, that was. It's like there's certain things you can pinpoint in hip hop history that
Mm.
change the genre and things,
Yeah,
and that is one of the biggest benchmarks in hip hop history. That
And 50
massive,
Cent's as well album in it. I hate to
massive,
say.
I never
massive.
never really been a huge 50 fan. I think he's great, he's talented, but like everyone loves Get Rich or Die Trying. I've listened to it and I'm just like
Meh, it's
it's
all
it's
right.
it's a it's a good album,
It's all
but
It's
right.
not really,
it's
it's
never
not
hit
really
me.
for me.
Nah,
But
nor me.
Same.
But
I
but
think, I
but
think,
but like even his rhyme schemes and stuff have seemed pretty like I don't know. He doesn't wow me. There's nothing he's
yeah,
done where I think, how did he do that? And that's what that there's certain MCs and there's a lot of MCs that I listen to where it makes me think, fuck, how did he do that? Now I need to fucking do something that's going to step up my fucking game. Do you know what I mean?
Mm.
So
yeah, yeah, absolutely. And also when you see MCs live as well, you know, I think if you listen to an album and then you go to a show and they don't sound like that album and they can't hold it down and they can't work a
Yeah,
crowd, it just spoils the illusion completely.
yeah, defo.
yeah.
You know what I
I
mean?
mean, one of the best MCs I ever saw. We were lucky to support him. It was I think it's December 19th. I think that was the date, 2008. It was the day Nelson Mandela died.
Mm.
And we were supporting, of all people, on that day, Akala. So
Oh,
like,
Yes.
he's insane.
I
He's insane.
I have never been more scared in a club for my life. We got off stage, we went downstairs, smoking a fag, heard about Nelson Mandela, gutted. I was like, oh, I wish we heard about it just before so we could have mentioned it on stage. And
Yeah,
like we had a few political songs, but us few political songs, Akala's fucking on. So he
yeah.
tells the crowd, and you've been there, Cam, the Moon Club in
Yeah,
Cardiff.
yeah, yeah,
Upstairs,
yeah.
have you been upstairs?
Yeah, I haven't been. I didn't even know there was an upstairs, man. Until you told
Yeah,
me.
right. So I'd say it's a room venue for about 150. There must have been 200 people there plus. You go up these stairs, go on a little balcony, and then you go down the stairs into the dance room. You've got a bar by there, dance floor, stage, toilets. Now it was rammed. You had to pass your way to the bar, and I've never been so scared that I was going to die. The floor was
Oh,
moving. It was
yeah, yeah,
moving
yeah, yeah,
like
yeah. I had
and
that.
I got a drink and I went back from I actually no, I got two drinks, because I wanted a drink, and I got back away from that floor because I could have sworn it was going to go in.
Gonna go. Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
yeah, but getting to the point of it, Akala was one of the, like you're saying, when you see an MC live and stuff, I think he's one of the MCs that showed and proved the most. Like it was pitch perfect from when you listen to him on the radio or a CD to how he
Yeah,
was there, everything.
yeah,
Like you know, people get wavy, they might lose a little bit of voice
yeah.
or put something extra or different in for a show. But it was like he put his fucking whole heart and soul
And
into it. But it
that's what
was
it is. You want to see them put in their
yeah,
everything into it, but not only just that, to be able to
it
communicate
was
with the people
perfection.
that are in
Yeah,
front and have them communicate with you
yeah.
and to move the audience. I mean, I saw Big Daddy Kane at the Scala. He had Pogo as his DJ Pogo, and it was just the most. It taught me so much. It was the most insane show. The dude came out in a prison overalls and a flipping goblet. Do you know what I mean? with like a gold bejeweled goblet, and he was like, the pomp and the ceremony. He had like a
Yeah.
fur coat on over his shoulders, like, and it was the weirdest, but yet the most amazing thing that I'd seen. And then everyone was just like that, and then he just proceeded to drop an hour and a half of one of the most amazing performances I've ever seen.
An hour and a half show as well.
Yeah,
Wow.
and
Oh man.
it was like it felt like an hour and a half anyway. Do you know what I mean? Because it was just so good, and everything he did was amazing. Obviously got to give props to KRS-One as well, because he's
Mm.
another guy who knows how to give you a show.
Yeah, defo.
Yeah.
And he's just got hit after hit after hit to keep rolling and rolling. So that was an education as well, watching that. So yeah, I always feel like, and you guys must feel the same, right? If you go and see a show and the MC's not tearing it up, you feel a bit angry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, you
Yeah.
feel a bit angry about it. You're like, hold on, you've been given this moment
Mm.
and you're not really doing what you're supposed to do. Do you know what I mean? It's
And
like,
saying that, I mean that on every level of MC, whether they're underground or Big Daddy Kane. I want if you're on stage to perform, you get on stage and fucking
Do you know what?
perform.
I've seen, like, who did I see that was just really boring? I was well disappointed.
Sorry about that. I knew you
No,
never
it
come back
wasn't
to
you,
watch my.
mate. No, it was like it was Rakim. It was Rakim. I went and saw it was,
Really?
yeah, it was Rakim,
Wow.
Mos Def and Talib Kweli and
oh
De La
yeah,
Soul all on one
I
night.
heard
All on one
Mos
night,
Def
man.
and Talib are not great live.
They were
I've
all
heard
right, man. They were actually
really.
pretty good. De La Soul
in
just
my in
fucking
my humble opinion, most Def and Talib, that while they're great on wax, and I
Mm.
give them respect for everything they've done in the game, I've been to see both of them numerous times, and I don't think I'll be spending my money to do it
no, they
again.
were all right, man.
I've heard that, man.
But
Yeah.
Rakim was maybe because Rakim was so fucking disappointing
Yeah.
that it made them seem better, because De La Soul was just killer. And obviously, they're always fucking wicked when they live. But yeah, Rakim just stood there and just moved from but he was on point with everything he said. It was all
Mm.
exactly how it would sound on record. So as a
Yeah,
listening performance, it was amazing, and I was still
yeah,
in awe because yeah, I was just in awe. But my eyes didn't go off him. Do you know what I mean? Like it was captivating
Yeah.
because of his voice, what he does anyway. But on a performance side of it, I was like, oh man, like he didn't move, man. He moved from
yeah.
one. Do you know what I mean? There was no
Well,
like,
it would have been nice if I could have seen him. I was supposed to do a support set for him when he came over to Brighton. He had a
yeah,
gig booked into Brighton, and he cancelled it at the last moment. And then it got rearranged for the next year. And I was like, great. And then he cancelled again. So we got rearranged for the next year,
yeah.
and he cancelled it again. So people were waiting on this show for like 3 years.
Yeah,
Wow.
didn't this happen like 2018, 19, something like
Yes.
that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
I think my friends were supposed to support him as well,
Yeah. Because he
and
was going to
they
do a
were
little tour,
yeah,
and he just didn't fancy it, and he just kept on cancelling. So in the end, the promoter just had to say, you know what? Let's just call it quits. I'll just refund everyone their money back. And it was a bit of a letdown, to be honest. But it would have been great if he could have come over and rocked it.
Yeah,
Would
man.
have been nice to have seen him do his thing.
yeah. My friends keep making a
For a
joke
bucket
about it about
list.
never going to be able to see Rakim because he just cannot be fucked with the UK. Like it
He,
just
he just
seems
it just seems like he can't anymore. But then again, he is getting on now. I think people, I don't know. I think he seems to his age is advancing now, so he's not going to sort of want to do mad tours going abroad and stuff unless it's for proper paper. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and unfortunately, he's not going to get that Mick Jagger money to do it, you know. So
Are you onto Coast
Yeah.
Contra at all, Dan?
Mate, that reel hit me like it hit everyone else in the flipping world. You know the reel I'm talking about, where
Yeah.
they do the
it's
table
incredible,
freestyle.
Mm.
Um,
incredible.
so yeah, incredible. I really do admire them because again, they're
Mate, when
really
you see that,
carving.
when you see their lyrics as well, and you
Yeah,
Yeah,
and the
the
breakdown of
wordplay is
the
for
wordplay is
yeah,
amazing, man. If you just heard
they're
it, you might
really
not catch
carving
it
an
all
inch,
the time.
man.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, and again, they've got bags of personality.
Yeah.
yeah.
So
Just sitting down,
inspiring.
just sitting
You
down
know,
on that table sounds like it was a better performance than Rakim that you went to
yeah,
see. Like,
Yeah.
they're more
yeah.
energized, and
Like Eric Jamal is a special MC.
It's definitely, man. The way
that's
he
the one
flips
with
his
the dreads and they're like,
Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah, yeah.
The way
He's
he
a, he's
that
a
flips his
man.
special
cadence,
MC.
man, and the way
Yeah,
that just
Yeah,
sounds, and the way he
yeah,
controls his breath, the way he moves away from
yeah,
the like. I watch all that stuff. Really fucking
and lyrics
yeah,
as well.
yeah,
Just the
mate,
lyrics, man. Like,
yeah.
amazing, man. The way he
Yeah,
flips his
anyone
cadence.
who's not subscribed or sorry, followed his Instagram page, please check Eric Jamal because some of the stuff that he's posting now is really well done because it's now he's coming away from the table and now he's going into proper aesthetic camera work that actually complements and flows with his rhyme pattern, his cadence, and
Mm.
it's like visual art. Some of the stuff that he's doing, and it really is quite inspiring. But yeah, um, the album that came off the back
literally
of
on my
that
phone
table
now, just
freestyle,
following him on your advice, man.
yeah, yeah, yeah. The album that came off the back of that freestyle, I wasn't really in love with it as an album. It
Same,
kind of just had
same.
standout pieces.
Mm.
Do you know what I mean? And then tracks thrown together. But I think it's kind of like a Method Man situation. Do you remember To Cal?
Mm.
Yeah,
Because that was kind of just pushed out really, really quickly to capitalize on what happened with 36 Chambers.
Yeah,
And if he's honest with himself, and he said it before, that album wasn't really ready,
yeah.
and it's just a
It
collection
did
of some
sound like
half.
that. Some of the tracks, didn't it? Like,
Yeah,
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 it did.
sounded a bit half finished. And
that
Yeah,
that
and
rock
he
that
was
Rockabye
convinced that it
Baby
was.
track with Left Eye, I
yeah.
always found a bit wanting on that album.
Yeah, and it felt that first Coast Contra album kind of felt like that. It was like,
Mm.
oh snap, we're blowing up. We need to get something out now.
I
But
thought
Yeah,
now
their
they've
table
had that,
performance was a better, like actually, to be
yeah,
fair.
yeah.
yeah.
I
But
think
now
because
we
that's
got
what you were expecting on the
Yeah,
album. You were
exactly, yeah.
expecting because
exactly.
they were
You're
doing like
expecting that
remixes,
energy.
but yeah, because they was original tracks. Like it took took a different route.
Yeah,
The we weren't expecting, you know.
yeah. So I think what's going on now, I think the work they're doing now is even better than the work that went before it,
Yeah,
which
they
that's
released a
kind
video
of how
about
you want it to be anyway.
yeah,
If you can capitalize on that moment, put that stuff out just to capitalize, but make sure that everything you do from there just goes like that. You
Mm.
know, I don't think you can come out and then do that because it's gonna about people's attention span. It's gonna just
Exactly,
yeah.
exactly.
evaporate very, very quickly. So I think they've done unbelievably,
Yeah, man.
unbelievably. I had a chance to support them down in Brighton
Yeah, we
when they
missed them
did their
coming over,
tour.
man. I really wanted to
Yeah.
go and fucking see them,
Yeah,
man.
That's one of
yeah,
my
yeah,
biggest hip hop regrets not seeing them.
yeah. I wasn't able to make it, but there were loads of people I know in the audience, and they said they absolutely tore it down. I think
Yeah,
they're one of those. They're in that bracket of performers that you need to go see them live because they
Mm.
bring that energy.
yeah,
Because sometimes when you record in the booth, it loses a little something
yeah, yeah,
that you
definitely.
actually get from seeing that person live. There's an energy about that person that's transmitted in
And
their
it's
performance.
transferred
Yeah.
from the crowd as well, so that
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
not going
yeah,
to
yeah,
get
yeah.
that in the booth. Oh, you're not going to get that energy from the crowd.
Exactly.
I
Yeah,
They,
found that with
they are
Verb
just in
T.
that bracket.
Yeah, I found that with Verb T. Like I really like him, but once I
Mm,
saw him on stage, which lucky enough was with King Kashmir as well, it
yeah,
it it took Verb T up to another level for me.
yeah,
Seeing him
yeah,
perform, he was
yeah.
Fucking
King
fantastic
Cashmere is
fucking
another
performer.
person that I've got to see perform actually because
Oh, so dope.
he's another guy who is just like,
Yeah,
when I
he's made one of my favorite UK hip hop tracks,
oh yeah
Next Level Response. It was
yeah
on the Low Life Food album.
yeah
And
yeah
I
yeah
and I spoke to him about it. I was like, dude, that was an amazing show, but I got a bone to pick with you. Now this he's a big motherfucker and he was in a suit
yeah.
and he looked like a bouncer about to bounce me out. I was like, mate, you didn't play Next Level Response. He looked at me funny, he just started laughing. He was like, man, I haven't thought about that track for years. Like I never thought I was like, dude, you start playing that on your sets and you can have a stalker. I'm coming to every show you ever do, man. I love that track. You just fucking laughing, man.
Sometimes a guy just comes along with a style of MCing and a cadence that just
Mm,
completely just catches you
yeah.
off guard. And that's him as well. It's so raw,
So
his
effortless,
knowledge.
man. So
It's so
effortless as
raw,
well.
effortless.
Mm.
The vocabulary as well. He uses words that you would necessarily be your go-to,
Yeah,
you
he's
know.
at like
And
Jizza level of rapping, like
yeah,
very,
he's like there, and it's kind of like there's always something new. He always offers something new with everything that he does, which
yeah.
is a very, very difficult thing to do. You guys will understand that. Sometimes in my rhymes, I'll repeat myself and
Mm.
then I'll catch myself and I'll have to rewrite it. Do you know what I mean?
And
He,
sometimes you'll spit it and you'll think this is a wicked fucking bar. Oh, you get excited about it, and then you listen back to a fucking track 10, like I don't know, 10, 15 tracks ago, and you said the same fucking bar. Do you know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
That's
yeah,
happened to me. Yeah.
you know. So, but he always offers something new, and I think he's definitely he's just a total individual, And
Yeah.
I really think that he's destined for really, really great things. I think the longer he keeps going, I think he'll keep doing that
Yeah.
because he's so different. He'll elevate himself. I see him being like a kind of like, how when Roots Maneuver came out, like with brand new second hand, it was like nothing we'd ever heard before, and he kind
Mm.
of elevated himself above. Do you know what I mean? He didn't.
Yeah. Yeah.
He was UK hip hop, but he was like sat there just a little notch away in his own little pigeonhole.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think and I think King Kashmir is threatening to do that. And I think I think he'll start to pull away and sort of define his own area. You
Mm.
know,
And his
I think he's
production's sick as well, man.
yeah. I just think he's an all rounder. For me, he's just an amazing, amazing MC. He
Yeah.
really is.
I think we were lucky as well around, that time, late 90s, early 2000s in UK hip hop, where we had like classic albums like Kalashnikov was dropping. My favorite UK hip hop album is
Ever
Return of the Drifter.
Return of the Drifter. That's
It's one
that's a
of
that's a
those that,
serious album.
like you said, like I thought, oh, throwing away the rhyme pad or just like opening my eyes, changing stuff. It was one of those. Every track was
Yeah,
just like, oh
I
my God, this
agree.
guy. And like you said,
Yeah,
like so effortless. We had Counselor State of Mind,
Mm.
like
yeah.
like music from the corner 1 to 7,063. Like all these fucking just great stuff
Bangers,
coming out, man.
bangers.
And
I think you've got to lump brand new second hand in there as well, Roots Maneuver, because that for me was such a
do you know what? I think I've listened to that album just the once, man, when it came out. And
really that's an album I have to listen to at least. It always comes out at some point during the year.
after
It
this
always
interview,
does.
I'm gonna go listen to it, man, because
It's
yeah.
such a it's another album that takes you on a journey. It's so thick with Jamaican influence as well.
Mm,
The sound system influence is very, very individual. He produced all of this stuff, and it's an album that sounds like it was produced in a spare room in his council estate flat, but it's
yeah,
good. You can smell the carpet, you can smell the
Yeah.
yeah,
the, the, the tarmac outside. You know what I mean?
yeah.
You can smell where he's spilt his Guinness. It's it's
That
it's
blunt's burning in the ashtray, man. It's there. It's
yeah,
fucking
it's such, and for me, it's such a nostalgic album because it came out at a time when I was in a hip hop group with a chap called DJ Scully, and he was doing the DMC
mm,
championships, and he was really, really good. He won like the nationals. He went to the States and came like in the top 3. Yada yada
Nice.
yada. But it was a really good time when I was going to and from London on a regular basis and going to these competitions and watching people like Scully, like Prime Cuts, like Tony Vegas, like DJ Pogo, the Enforcers. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Plus One, all of these guys who had skills, and I was just hearing some of the best music, and it was like the soundtrack when I was traveling. I'd hear this album. So maybe my opinion on it's a bit tampered with because I associate the memory with the album, but it is a
Yeah,
great,
yeah.
great album, you know. So I think it needs to be in there. I'll shut up now.
Dude, you've sold me. I'm definitely going back to listen to it. Like I said, I think I listened to it one time. My mate had it, and I think we were going over to his house to record. But he was like, "Oh, before we record, let's have a beer. You need to listen to this album. It's fucking great." And it was great, but it just never really registered with me after that because we went to
It's an
recording and
amazing,
then just
amazing album. It really
forgot the
is.
thing, you know.
Yeah.
Where's
Yeah, sorry,
K-Saulz gone?
lads.
Oh,
I'm just
you
trying to
no, you just
find my
keep disappearing.
charger. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, so obviously you said earlier on as well, but you got Jamaican roots and stuff, man. And have you ever gone back to Jamaica? And obviously, have you done any music out there
Only a
or?
couple of times. Only a couple of times. You know how Jamaicans stay. The family is large, and
Yeah,
I'm not necessarily in contact with everyone. It has been a journey I've made a couple of times. Um, yeah, and it's been great when I've gone there. Um, yeah, it's something that I need to do again, and I'll be going back soon. On a personal one, my father passed away
oh, I'm sorry to hear that, bruv.
about a month ago, month and a half ago.
Oh,
Oh
okay,
shit,
man.
sorry,
So
dude.
so it's our intention to scatter his ashes in his village in Jamaica. So we'll be going back very soon.
Yeah,
Um, and so that'll be nice. But obviously, Jamaica's had a bit of a hard time recently.
yeah, of course, yeah.
So everything's kind of being put back together, as it were. So it's going to be put on hold for a good few months before we get the space and time and things are sort of put back together again enough to go
Yeah,
out. But yeah, it's I'm very thankful for um my upbringing, my Jamaican upbringing. Do you know what I mean? My Jamaican heritage. I feel very blessed by it, and it is my intention to sort of like take my wife over there and
yeah.
show her the roots. You know?
Yeah, man.
Are both your parents Jamaican?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
both born over there, and
Both born over there. Both born over there.
nice,
Mum from
man.
Kingston.
But what made them come to the UK, if you don't mind me asking?
Opportunity.
Because have you been in the UK? It sucks. I never
Yeah.
understood.
No,
Never understood.
but
Like,
there's opportunity. So they moved over here to sort of, you know, because it was a big family. Like
mm,
my mum was one of 9, so
yeah,
so they moved over here to sort of like earn more money to support the family, basically. And my dad's came over here as a 16-year-old. His mum came over here to earn some money and it's the done thing when you come over and you earn your money, you send your money back to your earnings back to family in Jamaica as well. So you're not just coming over for yourself and your family, you're also
mm,
coming across from your extended family the opportunity to earn a bit of extra cash to send back home so
Hmm.
they can, you know, live a
yeah,
little bit easier because it is. I mean, everyone has a very romantic view of Jamaica.
mm.
The whole island is not a sandals resort.
No, of
No,
course
no,
not.
no.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah,
Um,
I went to Dominican Republic once, and everyone thinks, oh, you know, beautiful and stuff, and then you actually go into the country and you realize, oh, it's like every other country. You know,
yeah,
it's got its good parts, it's got its bad parts, and
yeah.
unfortunately, a lot of the Caribbean countries, due to fucking economic circumstances, have got a
Yeah,
lot more bad parts. Or
yeah.
um, I can't say bad
It's
parts.
really,
That sounds wrong, but um, broken areas as such. And I don't
yeah,
mean
yeah,
broke as just in lack
yeah,
of money. I mean broken areas
yeah,
in lack of just things that
yeah.
amenities
Infrastructure,
that,
man. Do you
yeah,
know what I mean? Yeah.
infrastructure
Yeah,
and all
a
that
lot
type
of
of
the
stuff.
time the infrastructure out there is a bit backwards from what I've experienced. I've not been back for a long time, so I can't really chat with any sort of immediate knowledge.
Mm,
So people might set me right on it. But when I was last there, it was quite evident that they had so much to offer, but there's so much. The country had so much to offer, so much natural beauty and everything.
Yeah.
It's just um, it wasn't being brought to the fore as it could be. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? It wasn't being fortified like it could be. So there was a lot of people out there living the struggle.
Mm.
So it is what it is. So I'm very keen to take my wife back out there to my wife out there, sorry, to show her, exactly where my parents came from, just to give her a better idea.
Will you try to get into the studio at all out there? Because I bet there'll be some
If the
dope
if the
if the
situation
opportunity
presented
comes.
itself,
Yeah.
I would definitely be up for that. I can't see where it would come from, but God moves in
Do you know
mysterious
what?
ways.
Universe works in mysterious ways, man. The fact
Yeah,
that you're a musician, and obviously there's no reason why you wouldn't bump into somebody sitting at a bar or going out somewhere and you start chatting and it's happened before, you know. Somebody told
Well,
us a
yeah.
story, didn't they, about
if you're lucky, it could be like one of your cousins, like just there with a fucking
yeah,
amazing
I
yeah,
didn't
yeah.
studio
know
setup
about,
that you don't know
probably.
about.
I've got 30 cousins that I know about.
Oh, mate, come on. You yourself, like, said, everyone, you go to a club or something, everyone's got a verse. There's always MCs. Go to the club with your cousins, see which
Yeah.
one of them are getting the closest to the stage. You know they've got a verse. You know they're into music then.
Yeah, man. Oh man, yeah. I'd love to do something like that. Who knows? Who knows? At
Sorry,
the
K-Saulz,
moment,
what were you saying? You said we got told a story?
I think we got told a story about somebody who met somebody when they were at a bar in some foreign country, and they basically started chatting to him, and they ended up making a track with him. That was
wow.
who was it? It was
I,
Chemicali. Chemicali told me. So he went on
well,
holiday somewhere, and he started
yeah.
chatting to some matey at the bar, and the matey said. And he was just started chatting about music and things. And the mate goes, "Oh, I know somebody that you might be interested in chatting to." And it was another mate who worked there. And then he started chatting to him and stuff.
Mm.
And the matey was fucking into hip hop and stuff. And then he ended up going around the matey bought his music stuff into his hotel room. They went
Oh,
upstairs and
nice.
they made a fucking track, recorded the track and everything. Do you know what I mean? Like, and it
No,
was
that's
fucking
that's awesome, man. That's
yeah. They made the
incredible.
track there and then out of nowhere. You just ended up fucking and he's put it out. It's a banger. Do you know what I mean? So
Wow. Wow.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's
so
just mad
hopefully,
how the
Dan, that
universe
happens
works.
to you, brother. Get,
Yeah,
get
that's
out
Yeah,
it,
there
man.
and
exactly that. No, I'd love that. I'd love that.
Now,
um,
obviously, you said that you were performing a lot and you want to get back on the circuit and stuff. I mean, is that something that you've got a little plan for? And yeah, what's your have you had any sort of weird experiences yourself when you've been performing? Like any funny stories that you could fucking tell us about? Maybe something.
I don't know. I mean, stories wise, I mean, firstly, I haven't really got much of a plan outside of the albums that I'm putting out
Yeah,
next year. I know that there are certain people that I want to work with, but
bro,
I'll
we'll
keep
bring you
that.
down here, man, to Cardiff,
You know,
innit? Because we
yeah,
put on
that'd be
events
awesome.
down this way, man. Fucking, we'll
That'd
get
be
you down there.
awesome. Hey, I'm at the end of a phone, so anytime.
Yeah, man.
Um,
When you start
but
your fucking tour, yeah, we'll get you
yeah,
down there,
man.
man. Let us know, innit?
Yeah, okay, that sounds good. But as far as stories go, I mean, yeah, man. I used to be in a hip hop band as well. I think everyone's tried a hip hop band at some
I'd love
point.
to do one, man. I've never done it. Never done it.
I
What
was it was
with drums and
awesome.
fucking all that sort of shit?
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
We
yeah,
had we
yeah.
had a guy on drums, we had a guy on rhythm guitar, and we had a guy on bass. We had a saxophonist as well.
Sick.
So it was really cool. And then we started getting gigs. We started getting booked around all the student unions. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah,
all the
yeah, yeah,
parties that
yeah.
the students used to throw, like up at Birmingham University, Coventry University. So that was really cool doing the road trips. Do you know what I mean? And
Oh
the
man, that
banter,
was dope,
you
man.
know. And
I've
and it
always
was
wanted to
just
perform with a band and stuff as well. Like
oh
like
mental.
like drummers is like whenever I've gone because I actually enjoy other music as well. Man. I'm into like rock music. Like I love
Mm.
fucking Block Party. I fucking like the
I love
Strokes.
Block
People like that.
Party. I
Yeah,
love
that
Block
first
Party.
album though is their best album. After
Oh,
that, they
Solid
fucking fell
Alarm,
off.
man.
Yeah,
Yes.
one of my favorite albums, man. I played like one of the tracks at my fucking at my wedding, man. Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I got my wife looking at me.
Yeah. So
But yeah, Silent Alarm. Silent Alarm is it's an amazing, amazing album. I remember I had a gig in Brighton at a club, and we arrived quite early. We were supposed to do our sound check, and we had about an hour to wait. And
yeah,
the sound man was just playing the album, and I
yeah.
sat there, got myself a drink, and I ended up listening to the entire album. I was like, how have I not heard this before? It's an incredible album. It just takes you on a complete journey.
Fucking
But
that
anyway,
drummer, man. Their drummer is fucking like when I because
insane.
I've seen him a few times live, man, and I was just fixated on fucking watching him. Like, do you know what I mean? Because he was
Yeah,
incredible, and
yeah.
like he ended up getting tinnitus and stuff, man. I had to
Yeah.
stop. Yeah,
You get home
yeah,
at
no
night and hear,
shit. Yeah, yeah. So and
yeah,
fucking
man.
yeah.
No, I think. Go on. Sorry, I'm
Yeah,
interrupting.
no. I was going to say about obviously you said you were in the band and stuff, and so
Yeah,
was
yeah. So it was a time of it was good times, man. We ended up playing some weird gigs, man. Do you remember a guy called Teo Cruz? He was like
Yeah,
yeah,
R&B
he was like
singer.
an
yeah,
R&B guy, and he had a little bit of fame back then. So we ended up doing a support set for him at Coventry Uni. And this uni, their student union wasn't like that your average student union. It was like a club. And I remember they had
yeah,
this massive stage, and it was insane. And then they had like balconies that were up the wall that people could go behind and sit on these balconies and watch as well. And it
yeah,
was it
yeah.
was mad. And then honestly, there must have been about a good 1,000 people there, and the gig just kicked off out of nowhere. It's all sort of what's going on here. And then I'm looking at my guitarist. He's having the time of his life because the whole front row is just full of girls that are just throwing themselves at him, right? And I
Yeah.
look at him, I look down, and then I look back, and all that's left of him is his shoes. It's just his shoes there, and his keys and his watch. And I'm like, what the heck is? And then I look out again, and he's crowd surfing over all
Holy
these
shit.
girls. They're all sort of. I'm like, what is going on here? It was the most
That's
random thing
amazing.
that
That's
I'd ever
amazing.
seen.
Fuck, man.
And I was like, what is going on? So there's so many little things from gigs. I think one of the other things that stands out for me is that KRS-One gig when I'd done my thing. I'd come off stage, and he goes out, and one of the first things he does is big me up for hyping up the crowd, right? And that means a lot because obviously the guy's been there and done that.
Not many
Yeah.
big
So
MCs would even think about the fucking support acts at all.
exactly. So he's doing this thing, and I had my best friend there from Northampton. It was like one of the first times he came down to Brighton, right? So we've gone up and stood at the back of the stage so we can watch the show. And the
Yeah.
first tune that he drops is the MC from the album
Mm.
I Got Next, and that's one of
Mm.
my all-time favorite tunes. And the tune, the actual intro starts, and as soon as the intro starts, I know what tune it is, and I'm like, oh, like that. And he can hear someone losing their mind behind him. And he turns around, yeah, and he turns around. He's like, "I've got one question," and I'm like, "Oh my God." And he drags me to the front of the stage, and I'm like, DMC, and we're like, we're rhyming together, and I'm like, what is going on here?
Man, that's
But it did reach a
incredible.
certain point with like, yeah, you've had your moment, mate. Yeah, all
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, I'm still KRS-One, motherfucker, you
Oh gosh. I'm really worried that I'm losing my cool here in front of you now. Do you know what I mean? Like,
know? Mate, listen, if you've got a fanboy out about stuff, please, this is the place to do it because
oh man.
those stories are incredible to me. Like I'm living vicariously for you. I'm excited for myself now that I know that story because
Yeah,
Oh
yeah, yeah.
for an MC, a support act, to be dragged on stage like that by the main act
yeah.
is not heard of, man. That's
It,
fucking
it was it was
incredible.
insane. And the best thing is my best friend was there, and that made it that time stamped it. Do you know what I mean? It
Yeah, yeah,
actually
yeah.
happened. I'm not lying. He was
Yeah.
there. Do you know what I mean?
We will
You're like,
go to
no,
the
you're
courts.
lying.
He
You're
will
lying.
sign
No.
anything you want. This is proof, motherfucker.
Yeah. I've got a T-shirt from that night that he signed. Just like and it's never been washed. It probably still stinks of sweat from that night. Do you know what I mean? It's in a drawer somewhere, but it's a really good memory. There were so many. I mean, I think Another good memory is I did a support set for Foreign Beggars,
Mm.
and I it was at that they were in a really good pomp at the time. Do you know what I mean? And they live. They both killed it as well. They're
Yeah.
really, really, really good live. Parvan is a handy MC. Do you know what I mean? And these are nights that sort of stand out because you know when the main act brings a really good crowd with them as well, it gives you a lot to work with. You
Yeah,
know, if
definitely.
the bigger the crowd, I don't know about you guys, but the bigger the crowd, that I find the easier it is. The
Yeah,
less
I'm
the
better.
less
Yeah,
faces. You know what I
100%,
mean?
man. It's the energy you
So
get back from it. Like I performed a lot. I used to go to a lot of open mics, man, just to hone my
mm,
craft. Right, some of them were just
mm,
in these little pubs. Do you know what I mean? With where people just like literally just the people who come there to perform and a few other people, and there's
yeah,
like I don't know, 10 people in a room, 15 people in a room,
you
and that
know.
I found fucking because every you like feel every eye on
Hard,
you. Do you know what
man.
I mean?
It's
Oh,
hard,
okay,
you
guys.
know. But
Okay, guys.
when you see a sea of faces,
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's fine. And
yeah,
especially when you've got the lights bearing down on you, so you can't really see that far anyway.
yeah,
Not
yeah,
unless the
yeah, yeah.
lighting guy puts some strobes out or whatever. So
So,
it automatically gives you more to work with, and you feel more confident of like
Definitely.
manipulating
question
people
to
in front of
both of
you.
you then. Question to
Yes.
both of you. What's the most amount of people you've performed to, and what is the least amount of people you've performed to?
Oh,
And
Fred, that's a
I'm
great
Oh,
going to get you
question.
beat on one, and I think it's easy to guess which one, because I haven't performed in front of thousands of people, but I performed in front of a wee amount, a very wee amount.
Okay, you first, man. You first.
does it count
K-Saulz, yeah.
performing in front of like the mirror? So you're like just doing
Um,
yourself.
to be fair, only no because that would mean you'd beat me just. But
Not performing in front of your mum in the living room just to
I,
like
Oh,
show her some of
I'll
your
man.
tell
new
you
material.
guys after you two have answered, I'll tell you my terrible story.
All
um,
right, so I'll go for my least, and this has to be an official event, right?
yeah. You were booked for it.
And does the people in the crowd have to include artists? Do they count
I- If anybody in the building,
in the building?
yeah.
Okay. Um, let me think.
I mean
I
it's not
think
that deep,
probably,
bro.
I think probably the least I've had was probably
Mm.
maybe 4 or 5
Okay.
people, and that was it. In Bristol, maybe a couple of years ago now, and it was an event where I wasn't performing. I went down to watch somebody else called Controversy, my mate Controversy. I thought I'd mention him
Yeah,
to
yeah.
you.
Mm.
And there were another couple of MCs on it as well, but there was nobody else there. That was it. It was just us. It was just
Yeah.
us.
Yeah.
For
So what's the most then?
the most,
Mm.
oh, the most, I would probably say not going to be enough. It's not going to be.
Is it the same show? Like
No, it's
five
not.
people?
Probably about maybe 200, maybe 300.
Mm.
I'd say.
Yeah. So what about you, Dan? What's the most and least?
I say the least. It probably connects with the funny stories, the gig stories he was asking me about. Because you know when you're just broke and you're in a band and someone's got a car and it's like a Fiat Panda or something. Do you know what
Mm.
I mean? So you got like 5 artists shoved into this one car, and you're playing in Leeds, and you know, and we're in this car, and I'm cooped up like that, and the drummer he decided to put on tunes that I'm not really digging. And
Mm.
then, we travel hours to get to the venue. About an hour away from the venue, you ask how much you're getting paid, and then someone tells you you're not getting paid.
Yeah,
And you're like,
you might have discount at the bar if you're
do you know
lucky.
what I mean? They
Yeah.
might throw in a few drinks. You know the one. You know the one. So I'm already, I'm skitzing out in the back of the car, but I can't really move because I'm straight jacketed by the door, and someone's sitting like there as well. So we get out and we go in there, and the stage is actually looking quite good, and the night's promoted on a poster and that, and then and before you know it, it's time to go on, and you're like, what now? Because there's 3 people here. There's actually 3 people. So you've got the whole band. And we're like, well, we might as well use it as a good rehearsal. So we've given the 3 people that were
Yeah.
there, We gave them the show of their lives.
You've done what I done. I can't fault it. Do you know when you were saying like getting on stage? If you're an artist, you've got to perform.
You've got
You
to.
have to perform. You
You
have
have
to
to.
perform.
You have to.
100%, man.
You can't just do some half-ass stuff because even if one person leaves impressed, that's and takes something from that show there's still that one person you've affected. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
100%.
And then I would say the biggest one. There is a club down here called Chalk, and I've played it twice, and it's a massive gig venue. I've played Concord 2 quite a lot, and I think that holds 800. So
Nice.
I've done sellout shows there. They're not there for me. They're not my sellout shows, but I've been there as a support artist, and for sellout shows. So I've done that, and I think Chalk holds about 1,000 to 1,100 people. So
Nice.
I did 2 shows there. I did one show last year to support Souls of Mischief, and that was insane. That was
incredible.
insane. And it also helps that the venue is just one of the nicest venues I've played. The stage setup is amazing. The light setup is amazing as well.
Yeah.
And the guys who, the sound techs, they're not satisfied until you're happy.
Yeah.
They're
It's not
not
your local
satisfied.
little club. Like, can you hear it? We'll sort it later. We'll tweak it while you're on. It's like,
We'll tweak it while you're up there. They're not happy until they will stay there and sound check with you until they can't do too much for you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that was really impressive. And then I was lucky enough, I think at the beginning of the year, I was lucky enough to support Mobb Deep
Wow.
at the same venue. And that was crazy. That was a really, really good show.
That's
So
cool as fuck, man.
some big ones, and it was nice to get to meet one of the people who inspired me as well. I managed to spend a little bit of time with Havoc very quickly and just get some photos as well. So it was nice.
Oh, dope,
That's
man.
amazing. That's amazing. Okay, so I'll just do this quick. So my biggest must have been a few hundred. We were supporting Arrested Development down in
Nice.
West Wales. Yeah, but best show of my life. My favorite thing. Like they're the people who got me into hip hop. Generally.
Yeah.
But my the smallest crowd. Bear in mind, we were the headline act, the bouncer, and the woman behind the bar. Because
I've had one of them
the
as
group
well,
before us,
yeah.
who were our mates and stuff, they decided to go do an open mic, just out random, everybody get on stage. So, like you said, everyone's a rapper close to the stage. So another like 10 people got on, took about 45 minutes of our hour that we had or something. And then it was like, 5 minutes. Then the main act getting on stage, which is us. We got told that. The crowd didn't. They thought the main act were on. They all fuck off. And we were like, oh, it's practice tonight then, is it? Yeah, just me and my mate, D.W. Smith. And I tell you what, like you said, we give the show of our fucking lifetime. Is probably the sweatiest I've ever come off stage performing. And do you know what? The bouncer and the fucking woman behind the bar thoroughly fucking enjoyed themselves.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I know that because they told us because they had no one else to fucking speak to. Yeah, man, fucking incredible. Two people and like so no one, no paying people, just people who were getting paid to watch us.
Yeah, I've had
Fucking
one of
crazy, man.
them. I definitely have had one of them.
Look, Dan, we're gonna wrap things up now. Obviously, it's been amazing chatting to you, brother. We could chat to you all night. But obviously, you said you got an album coming out. Is there any other projects you're working on? You said you're working on an EP as well.
Yeah. So
do you want to obviously just plug any sort of
the
anything
album's
you're doing?
coming out
Socials and everything,
2026. It's going to be called An Embarrassment of Riches. So I'm really looking forward to bringing that to people. It's got retros coming back on that one.
Wicked.
There's going to be a few little surprises on this album, which I'm not going to speak about now. It's going to be nice to reveal them on my Instagram page. Everyone can follow me at danbrown.dan to see the best content and all the latest updates of what's going on with my stuff. I've also got an EP coming out with Sixth Floor.
Yeah, man.
Sixth
Big
Floor
up Six Four
Whispers.
Clocks Coxie, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
man.
he reached out to me after me doing some submissions to play on his show.
Yeah.
And then he sent me a beat portfolio, and it was just a track basically turned into a 5-track EP. So that's being mixed and mastered at the moment. Being December, I don't know when, it's going to be finished. Obviously, everyone's busy in December, so that's going to be coming out in 2026 as well. I've got a few irons in the fire. I've got a feature on the new Speaks album that is coming out next year. He's a producer from Australia. He's signed to a label called Empty Hand Records as well. I'm also doing some work with a local artist, Worthing-based artist, who I need to big up right now. His name's Arthur J, and people need to follow him. It's like Arthur Jay on Instagram, yeah, and he does artwork as well. He draws like caricatures, but he's very much into the boom bap hip hop, especially the late 80s boom bap hip hop. And his rhyme style is like he's so unique. It's like he's traveled in a DeLorean from like 1988. His style, really good kid. So I'm going to be doing some work with him. That's going to be coming out next year as well.
Dope.
So
Nice.
there's other things in the pipeline. I've been a busy old boy while the current album's been doing its thing. Got to plug that as well while I've got a second. The album's called Undergrowth, and it is available on all digital platforms. So please check that out.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's what's going down. I'll stop talking now.
No, bro, it's been an absolute
Amazing.
pleasure, and we will hopefully have you on in the future as well. We're hopefully going to expand things and get people to come on and actually perform, do like a little freestyle or whatever you want to do. That will obviously happen hopefully next year at some point. So yeah, man, yeah, just fucking keep doing what you're doing, and hopefully we can work with you in the future as well, man, in some sort of shape or form, bruv. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely,
Which
my
I
man.
want
If
to
the
speak
project's
to you
right, you
about.
never know what could happen.
Yeah, man,
Yeah,
I
man.
want to speak to you about that after we go off air, just
Yeah, no
briefly.
worries.
Sweet.
No
Right,
worries.
so this has been K-Saulz and Dick Dastardly with the incredible Dan Brown, and we'll be back in 2 weeks' time for some more dopeness. And again, thanks you for coming on, Dan. And yeah, we look
Yeah.
forward to all
Having me.
your sick stuff that you're dropping, man. Let's go.
You, mate. Cheers.
Much love, man.